I call the shots, I never call it quits. Trust my intuition, bet it's right and bitch it often is. Seen too many others come and go, they had the wrong intent. Do it out of love and never for it, then I watch it get bigger than expected. No second guess it, I let it set it. It's God's plan, we out here only accepting blessings. I'm stuck with it, this mindset is terminal. In and out different terminals, leveling up is personal. And I already made it, y'all can miss me. I smack my girl's ass, tell her pinch me. It's hard to believe I made something from nothing. No hindsight discussions, I've been writing, I love it.
Welcome to the 3 Gig Sports Podcast, where we are never wrong, just sometimes misinformed. Danny G, Miley, and Jimma in the house tonight, and we have a lot of fun shit to talk about. We've got one NFL player that ran for fucking 6,000 yards this weekend. Yeah. We've got some airplane stories to tell. We've got a possum story potentially to talk about over in Jimmer's garage.
Story. We also had another quarterback break a legendary quarterback single-game franchise rushing record.
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff flying out there.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm jacked.
We didn't have to go digging too much tonight.
No.
Not at all.
All at the surface, baby.
Hell yeah,
all
man.
At the surface, Miles. You don't have to go down a rabbit hole to find anything here.
Not at all. Plenty of shit to talk about. That's for damn sure. So let's get the party started, baby. What's up?
We'll go ahead and roll with the Raiders. Josh Jacobs caps a 303 all-purpose yard game with an 86-yard walk-off touchdown in overtime. Just parted and parked.
This is an NFL game, right?
Yeah.
The 8th most total yards from scrimmage in an NFL game. Mr. Josh Jacobs.
Highly impressive.
Yeah.
He had 224 yards rushing of that.
Yep. But what makes it better is the way he called game at the end. The last run, that's what just caps it off. You're like, not only did you have a huge game, but you fucking ended the game too with that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Does he throw the helmet off and do a Diggs type deal on this? Or does he just keep running to the locker room?
I don't think he did.
He kind of just threw his arms like up like that as he was crossing. And contract year, the dude feels a little disrespected because they didn't pick up his 5th-year option.
I don't think anybody would.
Anybody would what?
Would have picked up his option.
Ooh, I don't know.
Actually, I'm with you.
He's always up and down, up and down.
Injured, banged up, missing a game here or there. Then all of a sudden he finds, in a contract year, he finds health. And he was questionable for this game, by the way, before the game started. They said they didn't know up until 3 hours before that he was actually going to play. This is where I agree with Miles. Last year, previous years, he would have sat this game if he was banged up.
Maybe. I mean, there's always that little bit of
especially in a losing season.
Incentive. Yeah.
Right?
They're picking it up, though, man. They could still do something. They started like shit. A lot of teams could have. They started the season terrible, but they're still going to be in the mix, right?
Right.
But I think like part of it is there's not very many running backs anymore at all that can be the guy. There's like 2-headed monsters or 3-headed or 4-headed every single team. But with him, it's always been he's the guy. They've had a couple guys back there with him, but not a serious split.
Well, usually,
you know
I was going to say, yeah. Usually that they have another guy because he would be missing a game or two. When he's out there, he's getting 25 carries.
Yeah.
You know, he is the guy. 100% agree.
Yeah, but I do get what you're saying, though, about the contract year. You call that every single time. And you did with him before the season, too.
Yep.
You're like, he's going to ball out this year. It's a contract year. And to be honest, they don't win games unless they run him like they've been running him, too. He's so important to that team right now.
Oh, so. Absolutely. This isn't in my notes, but we do have to talk about it. Stay in the same division. You guys did see that Deuce Staley's nuts finally actually worked, right?
They did, finally.
When he went for the 2 points?
When he went for 2 points and walked off with the victory that way?
Well, you say that, but he has lost games doing that before.
Yes. And more times than not, because I've been one of his biggest critics. I'm like, you should get fired for how many times you've done this, and you've cost them games. When you could have just went for the regular extra point or the field goal at that point, and kept the momentum going. I mean, you suck it dry. This one worked in his favor, so I got to give him a little pat on the back.
But you see, people do the same thing you just did, though.
What?
Well, you're like, oh, he let his nuts hang out. Well, before when he was,
They were still his nuts hanging out. Absolutely.
Yeah, but
they just got slapped.
yeah, but when they don't win, oh, he's a bad coach. But when he finally,
He is a bad coach.
When
though.
he calls it and he gets it right,
He will be the reason that they don't, as long as he has that job, and then even if they make the playoffs, when they make the playoffs, whatever happens, he will not be a Super Bowl winning head coach.
I can agree with that.
Because he makes too many of those where it's like sometimes you don't have to do that. We don't have to go by analytics. We don't have to do this crazy ass shit. You know what? Sometimes it's just simple. Take our 3, play some defense, get the ball back, and try to go back again.
Yeah, because it's not all about like having your nuts hang out. You got to know when to hang them out, right? And he's not good at that.
No.
He just always has them hanging out. Like, dude, there's a school over there. Put your nuts away, right?
Right.
Like, we got to fucking get shit straight there. And
Yes.
in this situation, it was a good time, and he hit it, and they won the game.
And he knew that was at the Cardinals, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the reason why you do it. Then you say the Cardinals can't win at home.
They can't
anyway,
win at
so-
home. They fucking
So,
cannot.
and
they
that
cannot. You are correct.
right there, your boy was kind of kept in check a little bit.
Who?
Hopkins, compared to what he has been doing.
I don't.
There
care.
was one catch that was
when you
fucking
when you
sick, though.
score a touchdown in the first 3 minutes of a game. That's
all you hope for when
that's
you
all
play
I need.
fantasy,
That's
right?
all I need from you.
Right? When you play fantasy, when you get a score in the first like few minutes of like game starting, you're like, all right, like a little bit of pressure comes off your shoulders. Like, okay, I don't even care if they catch another pass the rest of the fucking game. You already have 10 points.
Yep.
That's what you're aiming for the most part. Bare minimum 10 points from your players, right? Outside of quarterbacks.
I only had one player on my team not score a touchdown, and it was a Rams player. So
Yeah, so we're going to go there real quick before I go.
No, we're staying in this division first.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Staying in this division. We got something else to talk about, too.
Oh, I will. No. I was just going to flat out say if you do fantasy,
Okay.
drop
Go ahead.
all Rams players. I'm being dead serious right now.
Yeah, they got
it doesn't
to
matter
go.
about opportunities or any of that shit. Miles might have hit one on the head. They may be literally looking to like sit everybody. Allen Robinson's done. He's on IR.
Yep.
They're probably going to do the same. Not IR him. I don't know if they'll IR him, but they'll do the same thing with Stafford. I'm just letting everybody know if you have any Rams players, I don't care if you have the fucking lead running back. Get rid of them. All they're going to do is cause you nothing but frustration.
They will
100%.
have 1 or 2 good games this year,
May-
but they're
Yeah.
looking at when
Maybe, but like if you want anything, maybe, and this is literally by opponent would be their defense, and that's just purely like a flyer, like whoever you're playing that week.
and
type
that's
of thing.
the 23rd ranked defense for all the stars on there. By the way,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the
What were we
offense is
saying with
dead
that
last.
division?
I'm totally on board that he's an overrated coach. The more we talk about it, I'm totally on board
I'm
with
telling
that.
you, when you have that many pieces leaving your team every year, he's just getting more and more exposed.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I don't think there have been enough
How many guys have you
to be
said?
this exposed.
How many exactly? Both you guys are saying, because you guys are selling me on this now. How many guys has he built up himself besides Cooper?
3 of them are head coaches. One
No,
of them,
no, not
Players.
coaches, players.
Oh, players.
How many players has he developed?
Yeah, but when they leave the Rams, they're like Robert Woods. Look at him.
But he wasn't even theirs though. He was Buffalo's before that.
No, I know, but so we got him.
Yep.
We traded him.
Yep.
And what did he do best for the Rams? He was the best, even better than the line on the run blocking. Like Robert Woods gave his all.
Well, he was a heart and he was a leader.
And-
but I'm just saying in general, who has he developed, Miles? That's the simplest part of the question.
Cooper Kupp.
That's
but
it.
but then you say, but when I say that, I'm actually going to give that credit to the Vikings head coach.
Well, that's what you want to do. But Cooper Kupp is a damn good receiver.
No, he is. But you asking who I think Sean McVay developed,
Yeah.
and it
Cooper
was
Kupp.
Todd Gurley. And he didn't draft Todd Gurley,
No.
but Todd Gurley
Because of the offense they ran.
became better.
Yep.
Sean McVay spent his, I think this is why they have a hard time with him saying, "Hey, you're my lead running back," because when you inherit Todd Gurley and you turn him into everything, Todd Gurley was leading the NFL in touchdowns still. What, 3 games ago?
3 years ago.
No, 3 games ago.
Todd Gurley.
Todd Gurley had the most touchdowns.
Since the year that he was in, you mean? That he came in?
Yeah, maybe within a 3-year span too.
Okay.
I'm not giving you the
That
right.
can't, that can't, well, that can't be. It's Derrick Henry. So it can't be in the last 3 years. That's for sure.
No.
That's why I was asking since he came in. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, it could be.
I bet you it's when
if
he
I
came
had
in
my
the
phone charged, I'd be able to find the exact stat.
We
but-
could also look at a text too, where you invited somebody to do some indoor golfing, a true invite.
Okay.
What a guy. My whole point is it's really hard to gauge how good a coach is when you have a team that's built like the Yankees built their team. You're grabbing all the stars that you can.
Yep.
So you've got stars in really important places on the team, and they actually had a really good offensive line, obviously defensive line, but then just stars. There's no it's almost difficult to fail in that situation, right? But then when things start falling apart, you lose that really important piece on the offensive line. Players get older, quarterback gets hurt. Then you get to see what's really behind the curtains, and it doesn't look good.
Well, Danny, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that.
Here we go.
Not the inherited part, because what did he inherit? He inherited Jared Goff, Todd Gurley. These were guys that were, first round picks. But after we got Jared Goff, we don't have a first round pick. So he already came in with no first round picks. And when you say
wasn't that because he traded them? He was part of trading them?
Jeff Fisher had him.
Who?
Jeff Fisher had Jared Goff.
I understand that. You said no first rounders after that. That was basically because him trading for the high end.
Jalen Ramsey.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's part
That's
of
what he's
selling
saying.
your soul, right?
Yeah.
So you're selling all the shit away to
Not
win
developing-
now, to
not
get
developing
that,
what you
right?
have.
Yeah, but that's why I wanted to say I disagreed with the inherited part, because he did get those pieces, those big pieces while he was there.
Yeah.
I'm
I
saying
got what you're
those
saying.
big pieces that I was trying to deny you guys on, no, we're good, is exactly what happened. Like you guys were telling me, it's like, it's 2-3 years out.
Hey, regardless, you have a Super Bowl at the end of this. It don't matter. That's what that's exactly what I'd hang my head
Yeah,
on.
yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't give a shit. You could
Yeah.
be bad the rest of my life. We
Yep.
got one.
I got one in my lifetime.
Yep.
And I get to watch it. Fuck yeah. But we were saying inside this division.
Yeah, same division as Chiefs, Raiders, Chargers. There's one more team.
The Broncos.
Who is the quarterback? Oh, okay. So anyway, Seattle could fucking end up getting the number 1 pick in the draft because of the Broncos and how bad they have been this year, dude. It could be fucking genius where they trade him and end up with a franchise quarterback.
Not even because of their own
this.
record either.
Exactly. How crazy is this? He is so bad. Did you see that D tackle straight up cuss him out on the sideline too?
I did. And
Are you fucking kidding me?
And he did the typical. I thought when I read it before seeing the video, when I read it, I thought it was gonna be like a blow up, like that, just tempers flaring. No, dude, like bitched him out, and Russell in typical passive aggressive nature, just okay.
Said something under his breath.
Okay, and just kind of
yeah.
They are horrendously bad. The coach needs to go because, first
He
off,
will be the first to go for sure.
Yeah, well, he needs to go. He's also part of this too. It isn't just Russell. The team is falling apart too around him.
Oh yeah.
That is the coach. The coach doesn't know how to call a game plan call a game if his life depended on it. This is too much for him, which I was shocked by. I told you I had a little bit of backing for him because of what happened there in Jacksonville before he went to Aaron Rodgers, right?
Yeah.
So, but I was wrong. This dude does not know how to run a team in any way, shape, or form. Russell has deteriorated, and it is not. I don't know where you go though. First off, you better hope that you just get a coach that can make something else work, right? Like, is that because you're stuck with this guy for what, 4 years?
4 years, yeah. I just don't. What do you do? Like Russ is. He thinks he's so much better than everybody, right? We've heard a lot of stories about it in the locker room and stuff. When he's this bad, is he going to have the ability to go back and relate to the team and work things out and help build that chemistry? Because I don't know if he is. Because that's got to be a big part of it.
You'll have to talk to his manager first.
It's got to be a big part of it, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not when you're getting paid that much, and the people in front of you might be doing their job, and you can't do yours. You're not going to get no respect.
Well, that also comes to why Rio's team is falling apart in fantasy, though. He banked heavily on the Broncos and Russell Wilson, and I think he even had one of the receivers too, didn't he? As Cortland Sutton.
Sutton, right? Yeah.
So he banked heavily on them, like competing in that division and being kind of high flying, or at least being serviceable, bare minimum.
Yeah.
Doing Russell type of stats, and
But
letting a lot of people down. It's not looking good, and I don't know where you start with the coach, and you hope that a coach can get it turned around. You're gonna need a strong-willed, like hard-headed coach. I think is what you need. Because that's what you need to battle, like a Russell Wilson. Be like, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna let you do what you do, because I think that's also what handcuffs him too when he's trying to do an offense. When you get Russell Wilson, you need to go by the fly. I mean, that's not fun to do, or that's not stressful or anything, but his best asset is making something happen on the fly.
Okay, so that's where I'll disagree with you. I don't know if he has that anymore.
I don't know if he does.
He doesn't.
I don't know
I
if
don't know.
I don't know if he does. I'll be the first one to say that. I don't know if he does because we haven't seen it either. He's been playing an offense that is an Aaron Rodgers-esque offense, and that isn't what he does. So we don't know. I don't know if he does have it in him anymore because it doesn't look like there's any competitive fire there.
Yeah, it looks dead in his eyes. Like I wouldn't be surprised at the end of the year he's gonna retire, mental illness or something. Like, not trying to not shine light on that, but he does not look like the same player.
He has $200 million on why not to retire.
His wife is probably making that right now.
Maybe. But then he wouldn't have worried about the money in the first place, and he would have picked the best situation for him.
Well, he had to compete with her.
Oh, there you go. So he's going to stay in the league.
No, I'm saying, like, he got the contract, but now he realizes he spent too much time competing with his wife that he can't compete on the field.
Whoa.
Yeah, see, Tom Brady competed, and he kept competing. He's still competing with her. So
Yeah, I mean, she might move next door.
shit.
But
yeah, right across the
hey,
way.
you know what? I got her out my house. I can have people over, and I can still go say hi anytime I want.
No, I just I thought it was wild. Thinking about that, they legit have 3 wins. They look bad. They just got smoked by Carolina, who's a bad team.
Yeah.
Who just slipped back to their what is this? The 4th different time they've switched starting quarterbacks, maybe 5th.
Third game in a row they've had a different starting quarterback. Third game in a row they've had a different starting quarterback. Darnold hasn't started all season though, mind you.
Yeah, because he was hurt at the beginning, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And because I was listening to another something I can't remember what channel I was listening to on Sirius XM, but the coach, it was Todd Haley that was talking, and he's like, they said at the beginning of the year that it was a quarterback battle at camp, and it was a fair shot for everyone. He's like, I'm gonna venture a guess that was not true. He's like, that was Baker Mayfield's and Baker Mayfield's only, so he didn't get a fair shake anyways, which we thought that was probably the case too. Don't know about Sam. I think he has way more upside. I really do.
Yeah.
I think he can get into his head pretty quickly. He's kind of like Carson Wentz in a way.
That's where I was going to go to.
Like they have the talent. They have the arm talent. They can make plays. They can make a play. They have a strong enough arm to make shit happen that you're like, holy shit. But then they also have something between their ears that throws them off for one game where they throw directly to a goddamn DB or a linebacker and there's not a receiver. And you know what I'm saying? So, because he started off hot last year. He really did.
Yeah, when they were 4-0,
yeah.
He was looking great.
He was. And then Christian McCaffrey went down. And then that's where it all started going downhill for him, right? He's a mental guy. You got to get the right pieces around him. He'd be a guy that'd be fine that has every other piece but a quarterback. You have the system. You have everything right.
We just talked about that team.
Which team is that?
The Denver Broncos.
They don't have everything right because they need a coach first. They still need a coach.
Okay.
They still need a coach. If they get themselves a coach, guys, that'd be a perfect fit. If they get themselves a structurally sound coach that has everything and they get back to their defensive ways, they have enough offensive weapons. They have offensive weapons. They have offensive line. They have a running game. They have that stuff in place right now. They just need the coaching. Why wouldn't you just take a little shot right here? That'd be a low, cheap. That's like getting Sam Bradford at his cheap $20 million back then. Sam Bradford, before his knees gave out on him.
Yeah.
Dude, tell me that dude wasn't fucking balling. He balled for us. I am not ashamed of saying that Sam Bradford was our quarterback. He was doing just fine. He was taking care of shit, right?
Yeah.
And then injuries happened. Sam Darnold, that's all I'm getting at.
Okay, don't say Sam Bradford. Sam Darnold.
No, Sam Bradford.
His example.
Wait, you meant that?
I meant that. Yeah. Did you watch him with the Vikings?
He was good, dude.
I know he was your Rams.
Yes,
he was with shitty ass
was
Jeff Fisher.
good.
I don't hold that against him.
Yeah, but
Don't you dare hold anything against anybody if there were Jeff Fisher. God damn it.
all right, I won't.
Thank you.
I won't.
Let's-
Steven Jackson, you deserved better.
Yeah. Let's keep moving. Packers. Well, last night. sure you caught it. Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers exits loss to the Eagles with a rib injury. Jordan Love did come in for substitution, almost led a half-ass comeback.
That would have been sweet.
I think he got a touchdown, and he led him to a field goal, and then I'm coming up short. At one point, I don't know where he finished with, guys, but at one point he was 4 for 4 for 95 and a touchdown. And he did hit Christian Watson for, like a 50-something yarder.
Nailed him, too. Like, there's no way he's dropping that one.
Are we possibly – a couple questions here. Matt LaFleur's already came out and said there's no quarterback – he didn't say there's no quarterback controversy. He just said if Aaron's good to go, he's playing.
That's an Aaron Rodgers contract.
All right. My question to you is that little bit right there, just being flung in there against technically the number one team in the league, whether we agree with it or not, by record they are, and what they actually demolished Green Bay on the ground, by the way. Did we get it wrong with Love? Is he going to be – are the Packers going to be okay after Rodgers does hang it up?
Okay is the word.
I mean, so
they'll be
you don't
okay.
think above. Okay is like 500-ish, but I'm talking about like possibly competing for the division.
I mean,
That's
it's hard to say. We have two examples now, right? Last year, was it Arizona? No. Kansas City? Who did he play against?
Kansas City was one, I
right?
think, yep.
And he looked bad. He looked rough in that game. And then he looked really good against this really good Philly defense, right? What I'm going to do is stand by what I said a couple episodes ago.
Okay.
I think Aaron Rodgers is laying the carpet for Love, and he's going to be done by the end of the year.
He's trying to back his way out, backdoor his way out.
And now injuries are only going to help that. He's got potentially some broken ribs, whatever the case is there. He's got his thumb issue. He doesn't have the same passion. You could see that from the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And if they're in a decent spot where Jordan Love might actually be pretty good, all right, guys, now I'm not the bad guy. I can leave and let you guys have your quarterback, and everything's good.
Yep.
I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go out on a limb here. Jordan Love will be a league MVP one year.
Oh, you like him?
Whoa.
It's not that I like him, but it's not very often anymore that we actually get to see a quarterback sit and learn a system. But you remember back in the day, Aaron Rodgers got thrown in, right? Tom Brady got thrown in, right? These guys all sat. And that's what the league is missing now because, we've already had this debate. I'm saying Jordan Love has got to learn from one of the best to be the best. And he has all the tools there. And they've drafted the wide receivers now.
He has more than what most quarterbacks come into the league.
Exactly.
Right? Is that what you're trying to
say?
say?
And with his time sitting behind, so you're going to have Kirk Cousins being replaced here soon. You're going to have, you're going to lose your Matt Staffords. You're going to lose your Tom Brady's. We're going to lose all these people. Mm-hmm. And Jordan Love has got to sit back and watch both sides. He practices with one. Yeah. Watch both sides. And I do believe that we're going to be talking about him for a while.
I like what you're saying. If you think about it, like the really good quarterbacks in the NFL. So like you said, your Tom Brady's, your Jimmy Garoppolo's.
Shut the fuck up right now.
Look at that dude.
The guys that win sat and learned behind great quarterbacks and continue to win.
Yeah, let's take Matthew Stafford out of there though.
Steve
didn't mean that one.
49ers.
Steve Young.
There you go, Steve Young.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of quarterbacks like that. A lot of them came through Green Bay for quite a while. A lot of people forget about. There was probably like 3 that came through there and became starters somewhere else. Matt Hasselbeck, Aaron. He played he was number 2 for the Saints. Black quarterback.
Aaron
was his first name.
No.
Oh my God, he played
Jacoby.
He played for a few years as their starting quarterback for the Saints back then. Before they really became the Saints, but they became competitive. They also had another guy that too. Obviously the Matt one where he went up to Seattle, got overpaid, didn't ever play.
Yeah,
but guys have.
Kurt Warner was drafted by the Green Bay. He was cut at the same time, but he was drafted.
There you go.
That counts.
Just for context, his stats for instance, this year, not a big sample size, but he has had he's touched the field 3 games. He is 12 of 18 for 66% completion percentage, 186 and 1 touchdown, no interceptions. 119 rating, 86 QBR, actually.
Good.
Not bad. I mean, I understand these are sample sizes. They're usually in like either a blowout of some kind or this one kind of was like that, but he kind of led them back a little bit. So that's where I gained a little bit. Last year he did play 6 games or touched the field 6 times. Only 4-11, 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. He had 3 sacks last year. I think their offensive line was in demise last year too, though. So I'm just curious where we're actually at with him. I seen something last night where you just get flung in there, same inexperienced wide receivers, and you almost let a comeback. Well, I guess the team that was demolishing your defense.
I guess what we're really missing here is these announcers really overhyped it.
What's that?
Like, oh, there's going to be quarterback controversy, blah blah blah, and I'm just sitting there like, Aaron Rodgers just did. He almost scored a touchdown while literally screaming in agony while throwing in the ball. That man stuck in there longer than any of us 3 would have, I believe. Mm-hmm. And for that fact, he's going to get his team back. His team's going to have more respect for him for that. The controversy, it's not time yet. It's not. Don't even think about it yet.
No, I'm not thinking about it. I'm just talking about at past this year. Are they, because you never know. Aaron, like you said, Aaron could walk out after this year. Is the question mainly is are they in good hands?
Jeopardy.
Do they need to look in the draft?
Jeopardy is there, right? He is already doing Jeopardy, right?
No, he talked about it. I don't think it's official though.
Oh, okay.
He wants to take over. But I think so. Like when I think about the Rodgers situation, I compare it to like LeBron. Rodgers doesn't get along well with young blood, right? Got to build chemistry. Doesn't feel like they work hard enough. All those things, and so he has himself at a higher level, and that's the same thing with LeBron. That's why LeBron wants to play with his guys. He doesn't like the young players, even though they could have had a badass team a few years back, right? Yep. It's the same thing. So I think, based on what I'm seeing now, unless Rodgers turns a corner, which he totally could. I think that Love would be a better fit for that team because he could grow with all these young receivers in this young team. Aaron Jones can have the spotlight for a little while, you know what I'm saying? And they can actually grow, develop, and be a good team for a long time.
Yep. Continuing on. Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson deletes a vulgar tweet blasting critic that read, "Boy, STFU." What's that mean?
Shut the fuck up.
Y'all be capping too much on this app, MF. What's that mean?
Motherfucker.
Never smelt a football field, never did shit, but eat a
dick.
The tweet did stay on for 3 hours before it was deleted.
I love it. I love it. Love every bit of it.
And why?
Fuck those people coming and talking to you after a game. Every one of them, get fucked. Like, you want to talk? You talk on my time. I ain't talking on yours. Why is this even mandatory?
So, no. This was in a tweet. It was in a comment to a tweeter.
Yeah.
He replied to a tweeter, not to the media.
Yeah, but that guy was asking. That was a media guy, wasn't it?
No. You didn't know what the tweet was?
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. I can bring up the tweet. Have you seen the tweet?
The first one, no.
The one where, okay, let me bring it up.
I just know
the only thing I have to say.
It was this quarterback's asking for $250 million, and these are the games that you have to win if you want to make that kind of money, type of a thing.
Something like that. But you want $250 million, but you leave it in Justin Tucker's hands to try to win it. By the way, that was a 67-yard field goal attempt. This is how stupid we're getting with Harbaugh, thinking that kicker can make it from like 100. I'm not saying he couldn't. If there's anyone that could, but we're getting stupid now. Okay. 67 yards is getting stupid.
Yeah, it was like 5 yards short.
He was one of these. Are you not impressed again?
Right, that's what he wanted to do. I mean, but he had he's kicked a 65-yard or whatever. But I'm like, we're getting stupid now.
Yeah.
The tweeter wasn't necessarily wrong.
No.
I mean, it was the Jags too, and the Jags had to do some miraculous shit to get back in this game, and in itself is crazy.
Yeah.
And to take the lead, and then all that happens, right? I was going to bring up that tweet.
Hey, I love...
but my quick answer to what you're saying, though, I agree with you. I love it. I love the fact that you fire back, all that shit. But he doesn't have to have Twitter if he doesn't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Whoa. That's the new platform now, though. You can defend yourself finally.
Yeah, I think that professional players should be able to defend themselves and not have to fucking delete tweets.
Right.
It shows that they're human. I think you'd get more interaction, probably make more money if you let the players just be honest and defend themselves. Unfortunately.
So a lot of the posts are saying
We don't
a
live
gay
there.
slur. Do you take that as a gay slur?
Eat a dick.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, if you're gay, I guess you would take offense to that.
Well, yeah, but is it a gay slur? Was my question.
Yeah, it is a gay slur.
No, it's not a gay slur.
I don't think so.
I don't think it is either.
I mean,
so
could've
you
said
can take
eat
this
an
quite
ass.
literally, be like, I'm just telling you to go ahead and eat one, like fry it up, do whatever you're doing,
Yeah.
or you could take it as, he could be talking to a female too.
It
doesn't matter.
It's 2022. Anything.
Right, and that's my point.
Oh no.
He didn't say anything against gay people, so that's not a gay slur to me. So eat a dick is now the phrase eat a dick is a gay slur.
No.
Are you kidding me?
You're going back to where people could actually speak, though, James. Jeez.
My bad.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually offensive to me because if you're eating a dick, why do you have to be gay?
Yeah, like
Right?
Yeah, why can't I just eat a dick? Eat a
Right.
dick.
What the fuck?
Let me get there. All right. We are okay. So it's from this Castle Will Kill. Just it looks like an average dude. When someone is asking for over 250 mil guaranteed, like at LJ_era8, which is Lamar, games like this should not come down to at JTuck9, which is a kicker. Let Lamar walk. Spend that money on well-rounded team.
He's not wrong.
See?
Yeah, it's hard, man. It's hard. Lamar is like trying to save himself so he can make that money because if he gets hurt, it's just going to drop that value.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, the team has fucked him. No talent.
Hey, I was wrong. It was up for 3.5 hours.
Ooh. Ballsy Lamar.
Who do you?
I love it.
Who do you think made him delete it? They're probably on the plane. and
Oh,
he posted as they
all
were-
the owners, the media people, as in like on the Ravens, the
Yeah, I'm sure they track that.
But
PR people. and
PR
shit.
people. There you go.
Yeah.
That's the word I was looking for. The public relations. Like, hey, dude, come on, man.
Come on. Can't do that.
But I'm saying for 3.5 hours, you got to put your phone down and be like, I
He
don't
probably
know.
did.
I don't know what happened.
He probably did.
Who took
honestly.
my phone?
Keep going though.
He's got. Wait, what?
He just needs to learn from KD. Get some burners.
That's what I was gonna say. It was KD. KD tweeted it for
yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Make one says, not the real Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
And have it verified.
Jesus.
Big head coaching changes in NCAA football. I'll just reel down through all these that have came in so far. Wisconsin brings in Cincinnati's Luke Fickell as coach. David Shaw resigns after 12 seasons at Stanford. Matt Rule will become Nebraska's next head coach. I do believe that's a 7-year, $84 million deal. Hugh Freeze has agreed to a deal to become Auburn's next football coach. And Deion Sanders confirms he has been offered the Colorado job, among other ones, but he won't say. He said, "It's none of you guys are getting in my business." So of the 3 major ones that have been announced, because those are big programs, those are big names too, actually.
Yeah.
Which one do you like in the most? Because I'm going to be honest with you, I kind of like all 3, but which one do you like the most?
Wisconsin, maybe. I do like Matt Rule going to Nebraska. I think the Big Ten overall just got way better
Yes.
by those 2 coaches coming in.
Like shit.
Yeah,
And
I
that's
think
without
those two-
USC and UCLA popping over too, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I think those 2. I like those 2 the most for sure.
I think they should wait to see what's going to happen in the NFL before any of them sign anybody.
See if any of those end up getting
There's
cut.
going to be coaches getting let go here soon.
Oh yeah.
Like real soon.
Well, I think if old boy from Cincy was going to take an NFL job, he would have it last year.
What?
Right.
Which one?
The guy that's going. I don't remember his name.
okay.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
going
yeah.
to
Yeah, Fickell?
Wisconsin. Yeah, Fickell.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, in his case, definitely Matt Rule. I don't think he was going to get another shot yet. If he's going to get another shot in the NFL, it wasn't going to be like right after that.
Finkel. Eisenhower. Finkel. Eisenhower.
I like the Luke Fickell one a lot. You know, I'm a Fickell guy. What he did with Cincinnati and what he's built in the program.
Yeah.
That's dangerous for especially our side of the Iowa division or the Big Ten division
For now.
The East
Until
or
we get
West
a
side?
new coach.
Until everything combines.
Everything
right?
combines.
Yeah.
But regardless, it's still, ouch. Big Ten I assume is going to get better.
Wait,
especially with that one.
the Big Ten is going to combine all as one?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're, as soon as USC and UCLA comes over, it's going to be straight bracket.
Oh, thank God.
And then Hugh Freeze. Matt Rule, I think, is going to be huge for Nebraska. They haven't had someone like this. They're going to get back to defensive football, too, because that's Matt Rule's thing, and he likes to rotate dudes out.
Very good college coach.
Yes.
Proven, right?
Yes,
So-
proven. And I think he'll bring something that's kind of dangerous, especially for a rivalry that they're trying to build that isn't really there. They finally beat Iowa this year. But
When you say rotate dudes in and out, we're talking about the football field, right?
yes, Miles.
Miles getting excited.
Get excited. My turn, coach. The Hugh Freeze one, I'm a little shocked. That one I'm most surprised by. He's done well up at Liberty. He kind of took a little bit of a setback, but that's what happens when you lose your starting quarterback to the NFL. I think they had like 4 losses, something like that, but still pretty damn good season. What I'm surprised by, though, is that he was already down there. He was at Ole Miss. You know, kind of built it up a little bit, but then they had all the controversy, and then you're right back into the SEC at Auburn, which I still don't think that's going to be enough. I don't think he's good enough to be facing like the Sabins of the world or even Lane Kiffin when Kiffin's clicking.
I don't think so. I think a big part of that was because Kiffin decided to stay, right? Because he announced like a few days ago, he's like, I'm staying. And
No, he was at Ole Miss is what I'm saying.
No, I know.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I know. But oh boy, I think he was probably Auburn's plan B, right? I think they wanted Kiffin.
Yeah. No, Auburn, absolutely. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, I'm just surprised they went with Hugh Freeze. Like, especially he's already been down there.
Yeah.
It didn't exactly pan out, and when it half-ass panned out, there was some pay-for-play shit going on, and
Super sketch.
some super sketchy shit, right? Like, they had, like, the number 1 recruiting class out of nowhere.
Yep.
You remember that?
Just like A&M here recently.
Yeah, A&M. But my point is, I don't know why they didn't just give themselves a little more time to find the right coach. I don't know if Freeze is gonna be that guy. I like the rest of the hires, and I'm shocked by the David Shaw one. I know they've been down the last year or so, but maybe he's doing it. I assume he's doing it with pride and dignity. Like he's like, I'm not gonna get fired. I'm just gonna walk away. I'm good.
Yeah, he seems like a stand-up dude.
Yeah.
I saw what he was saying about it. He's like, I've thought about it, prayed about it. I've been up thinking, and ultimately I came to this, and this is what I'm gonna do. Yeah. Been there. How long did you say? 12 years?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So the coach prior to him, do you know who it was? You should, because he's in the Big Ten title game. Jim Harbaugh was there, and Shaw took over for him.
Yeah, before he. Yep.
Oh, Andy Luck. That's been that long ago.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Think about that. Holy shit.
Because he went straight from there to the Niners, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was Andrew Luck day.
Yeah.
Holy shit. We're getting old.
Love you,
neck
Andrew
beard.
Love you.
Let's continue on. Brett Favre files motion to dismiss Mississippi lawsuit. It is apparent that MDHS, which is the Mississippi Department of Human Services, has sued Favre, a Mississippi national celebrity, in an effort to deflect responsibility for its own egregious wrongdoing. The motion read in part.
That's ballsy.
Wow.
I didn't do nothing wrong. You did it.
I didn't know where they were getting the money from.
What the fuck?
You did hear that, right?
I suppose.
I didn't know where they were getting the damn money from.
Who said that? Brett did?
Hey,
He didn't say that recently. He said this a little while back. Yep.
Well, you listen to this.
He's like, I had no idea that they were pulling it from there. The agreement was something completely different, and I had no idea where they were pulling money
There's text messages, bro. Like,
I hope I get to watch a documentary on this like I did about the guy almost getting a fucking Huey from Mountain Dew points or Coke Pepsi points.
Right.
That guy is my legend. Like, I idolize him. You ever let me see a commercial without a disclaimer, I'm getting a fucking Huey too. Huey, whatever it's called.
Jet? Yeah.
Yeah.
hell yes.
What are we thinking?
When you got money, you can pay for lawyers that can figure some shit out.
You almost had to do
Sucks.
this, right? I mean, just by proceedings, you have to do this,
Yeah.
even if you
You
have
gotta
to make
try.
it work. You have to try.
Yeah.
Well, you can't always be on the offensive side or the defense. You got to go both ways when you're in a court battle. So
Is that the story of your love life?
Well,
we talking about court?
No, we're just rebounding and mingling. What I'm saying is, like, if you're in a big, huge court battle like this, and you know they're degrading him with all these released stuff, well, he's like, oh, his lawyer's like, well, now we're gonna go after them and their wrongdoing.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, that's how it works.
True that.
yeah.
I just think it's part of the part of the process. I don't know. It would be. He's kind of looking like a big old piece of shit, right? We found over the last 10 years now.
Yeah.
This one, like deep down, I'm hoping that he didn't. Like, show me the text first off. I want to see. Anyone can say whatever. I want to see the text. Have you seen them?
Yeah, it was like a couple months ago.
No, the actual text, like what the words were. Like
yeah,
the
that's what I'm
conversation?
saying.
Oh,
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, so it was the company that was trying to get him to work with them.
Yep.
And that's where he was like, how the hell was that's where he was like, can anybody figure out where the money's coming from or something like that? And they're like, no, we're very discreet in what we do. And yeah, that was the text that came out a couple months ago.
Right, but it doesn't
That's
say
most of
where they're
this.
pulling the money from, though, right?
It probably never will.
I don't think so.
That's what I'm getting at. So, I mean, you can always be like sometimes. How often in life, like where you've ran across it, you're like, "Well, how you doing that?" Or "How are we getting that?" I'm like, "Hey, don't worry about it." Okay, that's all you know. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? We do that every day, guys. We do, or not every day, but you know what I'm saying. Not every day, but you know what I'm saying.
I don't know what kind of illegal shit you're into.
No, I'm not
Jimmy.
into illegal stuff.
Right.
It's not illegal if you don't know. My point is like the average bear does that throughout their life,
Yeah.
you know, and you don't really think about it like that. But all right, you said it's good, you know.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
It would be nice to find out that it's actually that he didn't know that the money was literally coming from the welfare families. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right, listeners, whatever he just incriminated himself on,
I
me
didn't
and
incriminate
Danny have
shit.
no part in it.
Bullshit. If I'm going down, we're all going down.
Jimmer's a big advocate of don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah. I'm an advocate of
Telling everybody.
yeah, don't tell Miles.
Don't tell Miles.
Don't tell Miles.
The proposed trade of Miles Turner and Buddy Hield for Russell Westbrook and picks that fell apart in training camp is being revisited, gentlemen. The only question I have, does it matter? Could it change the... Now, mind you, I'm going to give you guys a quick refresher. So last time we kind of talked about this, it's been a little while. Lakers were 2-10 to start the season. The Lakers are 7-11, so they've went 5-1 since then. I'll give you another piece though, so don't just shake your head like, oh, it's getting better. Three of those victories, no bullshit, were against the Spurs. Spurs are beneath them.
That's funny.
And standings. Like they played literally back to back, and they played like a one game in between also. So there was like, and the other one was no one impressive either. But still, you still have to win the games, right? So they're 7-11. Does it actually do anything, even if it does go through?
Yeah, I think it definitely helps. It's better than having Westbrook. Westbrook's played better recently off the bench, but you're talking about adding shooters to the mix and actually being able to spread the floor a little bit, so it can add something. You have to do something to be able to even be in the playoff talks, because I think when I looked at the standings last, the difference between first and 10th is like 2.5 games.
Yeah.
In the West, it's so tight, and they're not there at all, right?
And quite honestly, even down to, 13, 14? Or within that final 10th spot, if you want to call it that now, 10th spot for the play-in, they're within like a game or two.
Yeah, so you're going to have to be good, really good to make the playoffs, right? It's going to be easy to get knocked out, and they've got to be able to score more points. Like, if they're not going to play defense, they've got to be able to score. So I think it could help.
I just want Russell Wilson to get out of there.
Okay. He gets to play free reign over in Pacerland.
There's not enough ball for him and LeBron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see the bloody mess the other day?
Yes, I did.
That shit
And
was
he
nuts.
went after. Like,
Yeah.
LeBron had to grab him up, like, swoop him up real quick, and he held the towel on his head. Like, he got gashed. Like, elbow down on the forehead, like blood seeping. And Russell Wilson, one thing you need to know, Russ, whenever you're bleeding like that, especially from the head, getting angry and getting your blood flowing more doesn't help with the blood flow. Slow it down. It was just coming out. He was fucking he was flipping, as well you would too. You know, I did see that. The last question I have about that is, you know why talks broke down in the first place, right, gentlemen?
I don't remember.
I think because Russell said no, right?
No. It was what the Pacers were asking for besides Russell. It was 2 first-round picks. Is it worth 2 first-round picks, though, for those 2 players?
And to give up Buddy?
For them to get Buddy. They would get Buddy Hield, and then they would get Miles Turner, but they give up Russell Westbrook and then 2 first-round picks.
Whew, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that's a fair amount, though.
They would not have a draft pick if they did this. They've already gotten rid of their second-rounders during those same seasons.
No, but these first-round picks are like 2028. Like, it's way later. They don't have any first-round picks for a long
That's what I'm
time.
saying.
Yeah.
And then they don't have any second-rounders that year, so those years also. So they wouldn't be making a draft pick.
I've seen this story before. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it again. Another LA team.
Don't do it.
Oh, shit.
Is it worth first?
Yeah, why not? Get rid of him.
You're already balls deep in this, right?
Yeah, you're already deep enough. Like, you have a 1-2 year run, whatever it is, with what you've got. You can add some shooters, maybe build some chemistry, maybe do something.
Yep.
Yeah.
By the way, I forgot to tell you, my counter conversation to the old Deion Sanders is that dude isn't going anywhere. You do realize that when he had his son committed there, and he still has 2 more years of him there.
Yeah, it's not just his son. I want to say his daughter plays ball there too.
He had 2 sons.
2 sons?
I think he has 2 sons. One's a safety, one's a quarterback.
Transfer portal's a real thing.
True.
I think he would want them to graduate there, though. HBCU is a pretty big deal for them.
That's a big deal, what they believe in.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to go anywhere.
I don't think he is either. I think it'll help drive the price up for himself at the current university. He's brought in money, too, you know.
Yeah, and they went undefeated this year. They'll go undefeated again, even better next year.
So, yeah, this year they face, real quick, they face Southern in the SWAC championship this Saturday. I do believe they won it last year, didn't they? They went 11-2 last year. I can't remember if they won the SWAC championship, though. But either way. The Browns activate Deshaun Watson after ban with a road game at the Texans on the docket.
Is that in Houston?
Yes.
Don't go to the massage parlors that week.
Don't do it.
They're all calling in sick.
Massage parlor's about to be popping with people like, where's he at?
Where's he
at?
How many fingers is it?
I wanted to look quick. Right. Did I say 2? Better make it 3.
Yeah.
They did get a big win against the Bucks this week. I mean, they could be in the mix.
That's what I was looking at. So they are 4-7 right now.
Yeah.
Who called that?
They are 3 games out. They are 3 games out of the 2 tied division leaders, Baltimore and Cincinnati.
I don't trust either of those teams, though, right now. So
Nope.
You don't. I do.
You trust Cincy more,
I trust
right?
Cincy more,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh,
Especially with Jamar coming back next week, too.
there's 2 wild cards, or 3, right?
Right. We're just talking about division, like battle for the division. Yeah,
Oh, they're not
it isn't even out of context. I'm not saying they're going to win the division, but able to be in the wild card, you need to pull yourself back up into your own division to compete.
And
right?
they will.
maybe.
So you think they're going to have to win what? Let's look. Playoffs.
So they got
They
Houston,
are
Cincinnati, Lamar.
they're number 13 right now
Mm-hmm.
in the playoffs in the AFC.
Yeah, I mean,
They
the
need
East
to-
would have to fall apart, basically. If
So,
we're talking wild
so there's
card.
7 teams, right? That go to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Did we talk about that?
Yep.
So they would need the Jets, and you're not sold on the Bengals yet. The Titans lead the division, so that's going to be hard. Someone's still going to come out of that division, so that doesn't matter. But the Bengals, who you're not sold on, the Jets, are we really sold on? Do we know yet? We'll get to that part of the NFL games, or at least that one section of it. But are you really sold on the Jets? Like, they can't, like, flip-flop? You are?
Yeah.
You are sold on them.
Yeah, I think the Jets make the playoffs.
Even with the Patriots and Chargers nipping on their heels, too?
Yep.
Okay.
So
the Browns are done in your eyes, then? Doesn't matter if he came back, then? Because that's what you need.
Yeah, I don't think they'll have enough to win the division. Like, I think the Ravens are falling apart. I don't think the Ravens are going to be able to finish. They've got a good coach, but I don't think so. If anybody, it's probably going to be the Bengals. I don't have a ton of faith in them. I don't know if they'll be able to do enough. They're going to have to rattle off wins, and Watson hasn't played in how many years?
He hasn't played
gonna
in
take time,
700
right?
and something odd days.
Yeah, so you have to think about that too. It's kind of like ring rust, right? It's hard to go out there with the big boys right away and just win and win and win, and that's what they'll have to do.
Absolutely. I'm with you. I don't think so, but I could be wrong.
Yeah,
They could
totally
turn around, flip a switch.
Yep. I'm not saying it's impossible, Miles, okay? I did hear that
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate
earlier.
that. I do appreciate
Not
it.
impossible, but I don't think it's real likely.
I'm gonna go with something here. Do you see the Bengals' first half of the year stats and how similar they are to this year's stats? Like we're talking, like at the end of the .2 is the difference, and it's on the positive side. Like we're talking points per game, points allowed per game, yards per game, all this stuff, right? And all this stuff got them in the Super Bowl last year. And now they're positive on it. Like I'm sitting here like, ooh, I've seen this song and dance before.
They were also a sneaky team people didn't expect last year. So I don't think, when they came and played Tennessee, then they went in the Chiefs, right? When they beat those teams, I can't remember, there was one more before that too. But when they came and played those teams,
Wasn't it Titans, Chiefs, and who else did they?
there was three, right?
There's three. Bills? They
They
knocked off.
They had to have knocked off the Chiefs because the Chiefs came back and
They
won.
knocked
No,
off
they
the
did.
Chiefs. So I know that
And
one.
I know they
the
beat the
Titans.
Titans.
They beat the Titans. That's it. And then in 3 games and you're in.
That's two.
Yeah, that's two though. Who's the third game?
Was
they
it
play
like
the
the
Bills?
Raiders? Was it one of those
Or
teams?
was it the
Steelers?
Raiders? Maybe it was the Raiders. Raiders came out there.
Oh, Tennessee was.
So it was like barely.
Tennessee had the bye. Yeah, so it would have been the wild card game.
Yeah. I want to say it must have been the Raiders because the Raiders magically got in.
Oh yeah, because do you remember if they would have finished in a tie?
It was remember it was the botched call.
Yeah.
It was the botched call, like where they blew the whistle on the pass in the back of the end zone.
Oh yeah.
Remember that? That was
Yes.
against it was the Raiders, and they killed the play. They're like, what? Yep. Okay, you're right.
But yeah, my point is like last year nobody expected them to do what they did. Now they are the AFC champions, right? So now teams I think will come a little more prepared. Maybe they know a little bit more. I don't think the games go like last year. I get what you're saying with the stats though, but I think it's different because teams know them now versus last year.
But I'm saying they're still winning without two of their big offensive stars.
They are 7-4.
Yeah.
So they're figuring out a way, and I think
that was your point. I went a totally different.
No,
direction.
that's where I was.
got
That's
you.
where I was getting. But I was going to go with their stats.
Yeah.
And then they've been doing that with their 2 big stars out. Like Mixon's technically been out 2 games because he didn't get to finish the last one. You got Jamar Chase. How long's he been out? 4 weeks? 3 weeks?
5. About to be. That was 5, right? This week.
This would be. Did he play?
No, he didn't.
Nope.
So he's supposed to.
So this would
he
be
was
5.
basically a game time decision on this one, so he should be good on the next one. They said he's good. It's just being cautious.
Yeah, so it was a game time decision, but not game time decision. Like they already said, we're going to have you go out there and warm up, but you're not playing.
Yeah.
But regardless, going through all the bumps and bruises and still,
It is impressive.
And look,
it does help. It does help that the Ravens were also fluctuating all year too. Steelers are nowhere near what they have been.
Right.
Nowhere near, right? That also helps. And then not having Deshaun Watson with the Browns. So they've had – I'm not saying it's all division games. They have plenty of other ones. I'm a Cincinnati guy in this aspect, and I think they'll be just fine. I think they're going to continue to get better. I think they're going to be a dangerous team in the playoffs.
Yeah, they definitely could be.
Bengals.
I think they actually are going to take this division, even though I kind of like the Ravens. Even though I'm a Ravens guy.
Bengals, Vikings, Packers. LA Chargers. There's the 4 coaches I was trying to think of earlier.
Yep.
And then 3 of those are on high. 2 of those are on high scoring offenses.
Yeah.
You know how many coaches came? You know where they actually came from, though? They all came from Washington, bro.
No,
They
yeah,
all have
yeah,
legit
yeah,
coaches.
yeah,
They had
yeah,
a bunch of coaches that came from that
under
tree.
John Gruden.
Yep.
Under John Gruden.
All right, and the final one I got, gentlemen. Robert Saleh says Mike White's huge game hasn't altered Jets' quarterback plan. Now, when we say huge game, he went for over 303 touchdowns, right?
Yep.
So, what did you say when I said that earlier before we started taping?
He had 303 touchdowns. Do you know how many touchdowns Zach Wilson had in 7 games?
No, educate me.
He had 4 touchdowns. in 7 games. This man is about to do that easily in 2. Joe Flacco played way better than Zach Wilson when he was there. I'm not saying that White is the end-all, be-all, and he's going to lead him to greatness or anything like that, because he'll have a game where he just shits the bed and he's bad, and you're like, fuck, we need Zach Wilson back, who's terrible. But he has a way higher ceiling right now than Zach Wilson does, and he showed it last year too, that he played really well, and that team was not the same last year. That was a bad team. This year they've got a really good defense. They've got more weapons. Running backs are kind of dinged up, but I think it's bullshit. Anyway, to go back to your question.
He never gets any love. Like, they don't, for whatever reason, they don't want to give it to him. Maybe it's a good thing to keep the chip on his shoulder that way, but they never give him a fair shake at this. Like, why is it that you can't just commit to the guy and be like, you know what, we found our quarterback in the 5th round.
Yeah.
You know, and came from Dallas. But you know what I'm getting at. Like, why, a diamond in the rough can't happen at the age of 27 right now? Like, and he did it last year too. It didn't happen just in one game where, like, we're just sell the soul here. I was going to bring it up because last year, I don't remember him having a bad game. Not a bad, not anything like a Wilson game. His bad game, Zach Wilson would take.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get at. So last year he had, we can go game by game if you want to, but he did have 5 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. So he must have had a real bad game.
Yeah, I think there was one where he like maybe 4 picks. But
he had 4 games, 953, 5 and 8, 4 sacks.
Or do you know?
I would just assume.
Yeah,
it was the Patriots.
Look, we'll look. I'll take a look. Quick game log. 2021. We're there because I'm actually curious which game it was that he was so bad that bounced it down that far. 4 interceptions, Buffalo. 0-4. So that's kind of a, okay, we can see that happen. It's Buffalo, right? Hold on. 4? Makes it even better, though, for my debate side of this, is that Wilson would take a game like this. He still threw for 250. How many times did Zach Wilson throw for 250 yards in an NFL game?
Yeah, you got to average more than 2.7 inches a play, right, Miles?
To get the job done.
Yeah.
You do.
That's what she's been asking.
In and out like a short dick, but
or out and in like a long dick.
They're way better with White, right, guys?
Right. Why not? Just that. You know what? Washington finally had to eat it.
Yeah.
Finally, they win with Taylor Heineke. It isn't sexy, but they win.
Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking too. Yeah, you finally give him his fucking credit.
Right.
He's a winner.
He's not going to be a Pro Bowler, but he's a winner. He's going to win.
Yeah.
He's not going to throw for 300 consistently. Mike White might because he has like a 400-yard game in there.
Yeah.
He might, but like a Taylor Heineke isn't going to throw for – he might not even throw for 300 in a single game. You know what I mean?
Have you met my guy Geno Smith?
And Geno.
Yeah.
You know, what I'm saying is why do you – just because you drafted the dude number 1, you want to win, right? Like, let's stop talking. Let's stop –
don't force it.
Right, don't force it. If it, you know what? We're gonna go with a hot hand. Why is it just because that you have to do that? You guys are what I say, 7-4.
Yep.
Hottest season you've had in a long time.
Long time.
Right now, if you didn't win another game the rest of this season, is a victory.
Actually, this is hilarious. I saw a tweet. Was it Ryan? Did Ryan Leaf go to prison?
Yeah,
the quarterback?
I think so. Or he went to jail at least.
So he responded to somebody on Twitter saying, Jets fans have had a worse decade in football than I have, and 3 of those years for me were in prison.
Yes.
So
thank you, Jesus.
Yeah, that was perfect.
Najee has a touchdown, baby.
Let's go. We need
that.
this.
We do.
Yeah.
We need that to happen.
Let's get the score up too. Pittman, get in there.
Steelers are 13-0 right now against the Matt Ryan does have an interception.
We're gonna need Fryer move.
Pittman has 2 targets. Nobody has a reception. Can't remember who the hell I have going tonight. I have someone going. Paris Campbell.
Also, who is it? Is it the Bears? Did you see that Peterman is going to be quarterback?
Yeah, how is he still in the league?
I saw that name and I was like, are you fucking serious?
He got called up from the practice squad because obviously Fields had to sit, and then they had Simeon is their backup. Well, Simeon got banged up and he got hurt or not injured. He didn't get hurt, but during pregame warmups. And Nate Peterman had been called up from the practice squad because they knew Fields was going to be gone. And it was looking like Peterman was going to go back down. To give you a refresher, Miles, This is the guy that threw what? 5?
5
interceptions, and he's done that twice.
At least twice.
He's done that
He might have
twice,
done it
and he
3
still has
times.
an NFL job. Like, the fact that you still have an NFL job, even if it's on the practice squad, is shocking as shit.
Yeah, he is so bad. Where was he? Buffalo.
That is
where was he?
That
Somewhere up
Buffalo.
there.
Then he got traded out there to what, the Raiders?
Yeah, that seems right.
Or something. What I'm getting at is that is always going to be the argument that, like, why in the hell why didn't Colin Kaepernick have a job?
100%.
Nathan Peterman is still out there.
Are you
want
fucking
to know
serious?
why?
We know why.
The fans can't get enough of a laugh when they see Peterman on the back of a jersey out there playing, and the Bears are like, "Well, this is what you get, crowd. Eat a
This is
dick."
what you get.
Hey, whoa! We can't say that.
Can't say it's illegal now.
Well, I can't say Peterman then either.
Yeah, see,
That's true. Change your last name, kid.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you my strange law, gentlemen.
Let's go, baby.
Last one for Texas for us. You can be legally married by publicly introducing a person as your husband or wife 3 times. Oh, this is my wifey. When you were dating?
Weird.
You do that 3 times.
So
You're fucked.
do I get like?
It's kind of like 3 wishes, but the reverse.
Do I go to?
It's where you lose half. You don't gain
Ooh,
anything.
but can you get it back?
Who?
Well, every
Not
time.
my wife, not my wife, not my wife?
Yeah, it just have to be 3 in a row. Like, what if
Yeah.
I meant girlfriend? Are you back to 0?
No, you gotta go to the bathroom.
No, it doesn't
close
say in a
the
row.
door.
It says
Not
you
my
say
bad.
it 3 times in public. Introducing them 3 times in public. It doesn't say in a row.
Damn.
So every time he introduced everybody twice, he always had to bring a new broad around. I ain't never committing.
We're never.
Oh, no shit. That's wild.
That-
3 times.
I believe that though.
You're sold.
I actually believe that law. I like that law.
I
Like that
What?
law?
I like that law. Know how many guys be married without being married?
You know how many divorces there would be? It's already bad.
Oh shit! She already get half your check, dude, and you just got with her.
No doubt.
You're like,
Right.
I'm gone.
I'm out.
I wanted to, before we keep rolling, before we get to the NFL, I just want to point out some of the huge upsets in college football.
Yep.
It was rivalry week. I don't know if everyone knows that. Usually the last game of the regular season usually goes to your rivals. That's what they try to pit it against. We had, gentlemen, a slew of upsets. And that is partially because of that. So we'll start with, real quick, I'm going to just go down the line. You tell me your most impressive one, okay? Mississippi State did upset Ole Miss. They are both 8-4, though, now. Ole Miss is, I think, on a 3 or 4 game losing streak. Ever since, I think a 4-game losing streak. Let's see, where was the other one? Tulane did beat Cincinnati, but no, there's way bigger. South Carolina beat Clemson. South Carolina's 8-4. They beat Clemson 31-30. Clemson's number 8.
Your boy is balling out for South Carolina, dude.
Spencer?
Yeah.
360 and 2 touchdowns. Give him the Heisman, right?
Yeah, they had him. There's a video of him looking like Joe Burrow in the locker room with a cigar after that win.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Of
such a douche.
course.
Yeah.
Don't you ever say your boy again. Georgia Tech upset Georgia in the first half of the game.
And then,
And not even upset. It was 7-10 at that point. Oh, Georgia ahead. But Georgia stomped the brakes off them. Michigan demolishing Ohio State.
yeah.
45-23. You owe a shot for this. But I am the most shocked person that it went down like this. Every time I kept checking the score, I was at a birthday party. And I was like, Ohio State will kick out of it. All of a sudden, they're going to score 2 touchdowns or something. Boom, it didn't happen.
No.
Michigan just kept running away with it.
No, they were destroying. So what did they have? They had 252 rushing yards. They also threw for 278. That's not Michigan's game. So they were able to throw the ball over the field too. And then you heard Stroud. Stroud didn't play a great game. He was non-committal to if he'd play in the Rose Bowl. Kind of shitty, but
That's real shitty,
Yeah.
especially if Rose Bowl. It's not one of a slapdick one. You know, it's
Right.
still a prestigious bowl. It's one of the most prestigious bowls
yep.
in the history of college
Oh,
football.
because they fell out.
Yeah, they're going to be done now for sure.
Okay.
Well, they have an outside shot. They need a lot of shit to happen, though.
Yeah, a lot.
Like they would need the committee not to want Bama in, number one, which is damn near impossible. They would need a Georgia to get either blown out. Now, not all this to happen. I'm just giving you options.
Yeah.
Georgia to get blown out in theirs. They would need TCU to lose for sure.
For sure. And USC.
And USC to lose. Now, all this is possible, but for the most part, OSU's out. They would give it to Bama with 2 losses before they give it to OSU with 1 loss.
Yeah.
And in which they lost, and the way in which they lost too. Because it was also at home.
They got throttled at home.
So awesome.
Bama's, both their losses were last second on the road. Way more respectable than Ohio State's.
The big thing here is, though, that I took from this game is that Heisman Award needs to go to that O-line there. You take a linebacker in there and you put him at running back.
Michigan.
I think that's what they were saying was he was a linebacker that got moved over. And anyways, this guy's just running wild through them, and I'm like, all I'm thinking about is the guy injured on the sideline who just lost his Heisman, because I'm sitting here like, that O-line's that good.
Yeah.
Shit, Brickhouse is there. We'll keep going down the list here. Texas A&M with maybe the biggest one. Texas A&M, who is now 5-7 with the victory, 38-23 over LSU, number 5 ranked LSU. So they shit the bed. They lost theirs, and yes, this was at Texas A&M. I already know where I'm going to go with this one, so I'll let you. Was there anything shocking about that to you?
Texas A&M does this to somebody every year.
They did. They did it to Bama last year.
Yeah. I mean, Texas A&M is so talented. Their record is shitty, but it doesn't show what they have on their team.
Thank you. Because that's where I was going to go. I'm like, hold on. This, to me, it's an upset by ranking, but Texas A&M, you should be in that top 10 already because your talent. You have 4 and 5 stars. You guys played under your talent level by far.
Yeah.
Right? This shouldn't even be an upset. This should just be a, 5 versus 7 or some shit like that. Whatever the rankings would have been at that point.
Yeah.
This one wasn't an upset really, but it might have sealed the deal on a couple things here. USC beat the bricks off of Notre Dame, 38-27.
That is your Heisman winner.
Caleb Williams?
Yeah.
Done deal?
Yeah.
Everyone else fell off, right?
Yeah, everybody fell off. I think Stroud was up there for sure. If they beat Michigan, he might have rolled into it.
He still has an outside shot, right, though? Stroud hasn't had a horrible season by any stretch.
No, but that game was so bad.
But this is like a Heisman moment.
Yeah.
And at the perfect time.
100%, man. He fucking balled out, dude.
Yeah.
Did everything he needed to do, and it was all the cameras were on him.
Did you see his look? Oh, do you need your phone as a charge, you think?
It's not charged enough.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Look this up. You see this dude's fingernails? Because he does his fingernails, right? Caleb Williams?
Oh, no. Huh?
He always does. He paints his fingernails.
Okay.
Does. What he had on there? Fuck ND XXX. Yeah, Notre Dame. This is before the game. This is clear cut.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
And they're showing this?
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
He's definitely getting a letter.
One of my biggest ones where I was shocked, and this is one of your favorite teams, Danny. I'm sorry, buddy, but Oregon State, and they're good now this year. I mean, they're 9-3, upsetting Oregon at home or at Oregon State, 38-34.
Yeah,
slamming the door on them too. Because had they pulled this off, maybe they would have been in the conversation, especially with those other guys falling off, right?
Yeah, maybe.
That one kind of shocked me. Like I was like, well, it shouldn't shock me because that game, if you go back throughout their history, it's called the Battle something.
Battle of the Ducks.
No, they call it something else. So.
It's usually a good game, though.
It's a damn good game, no matter how bad.
Battle of
usually
the Bay?
Oregon State is.
Battle of the Bay?
No, not the Bay. No, it's like it's an old school thing. I might have to look it up. Not much of one with Tennessee whooping up on Vandy, but those.
It's a little fucked up. Tennessee throwing the ball deep when they're up 30-some points is a little shitty.
Yeah, you got to do that.
It is a little shitty, but is that without their quarterback though?
It was it was a different quarterback.
It was a different quarterback. I mean, I think so too. So I'm not trying to defend it. You know this because we went to some high school games here in town. Where I was like, what the fuck?
Run it up.
No, you don't need not like that. Keep running the ball. Keep playing.
You do have a good point though. It's they almost incentivize you to do that.
Yes.
Beat the shit out of those bad teams. So all right.
They had to play for the way back in.
Yeah.
Well, definitely for college football. That's the reason why, like, once you start getting a little higher like that, college football, and they've actually trickled down to high school now. That's the reason why you don't see them slow down.
Yep.
That's how you stay with the rankings, and you get an easier
Dude,
easier placement in the tournament and shit like that. So
I played varsity football for 5 years. We had a running clock every game before halftime. And that's not because we were scoring.
No.
No.
But no, I just want to touch base. Those were basically it right there, But those are some big-ass upsets, and it's going to shake up this. I think the 4, it might be announced here. I think it gets announced today or tomorrow. Your 4 right now.
Yeah, Georgia, Michigan, TCU, and probably USC.
Okay.
Same.
Same.
That's because I'm trying to keep Alabama out.
I could see USC going up to 3.
Oh, well.
But it's still those same 4 teams,
Yeah.
and basically the same order. It just depends on how I need to show a little more love to TCU because they have beat a lot of ranked opponents. We brought this up. They've battled the whole season.
Yeah.
But so is USC too. They haven't gotten enough love throughout their season. Their only loss was at Utah.
Yeah, in Utah. And they can get that back in the Pac-12 title game.
Right.
And they will have to if they want to make it to this dance. So
Yes.
Good. I like that.
Boom, boom. But we'll roll to the NFL quick.
Yeah, we can touch on a few of them. I think that right now, Steelers are up 13-3. Kind of a slow game. It's almost halftime. Talked about Panthers beating the shit out of the Broncos a little bit. Were you surprised?
Yes.
Just because they beat them up, right? Or that they won it all?
Yes and no, just altogether. It had nothing to do with giving Broncos kudos. Just how bad the Panthers have been. And a coaching change. And the quarterbacks. And you know what I'm saying? It's I was well, the Broncos will slide by with one, maybe 13-7 or something like that.
Yep.
It's kind of keeping them in there. So that's where I was shocked by.
I wasn't shocked at all. That team's playing on a whole nother level right now.
Who?
Panthers are. Not a whole nother level against other people, but another level above where they are with the coach and McCaffrey. They got rid of the coach.
Okay.
They traded
they're
McCaffrey.
Playing.
Now they're playing team ball. Nothing against McCaffrey. He always did what he had to, but now we're playing team ball.
Okay. Danny?
Yeah, I was surprised that they scored that many points against the Broncos, but I thought it'd be a close game. I could have seen either team winning. They're both shitty, but I was surprised they blew them out, yeah.
Especially the defense, right?
Yeah.
Their one strength that they should be able to lean on. It is under a new defense coordinator, and you keep pointing that out, too. But their defense has kept them in it throughout the season, too, for the most part. That's the reason why they had the few victories that they did have, because it wasn't because of the offense, obviously.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So to buckle that many points to the Panthers,
yes.
Sam Darnold, get paid, baby.
Browns beat the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers now lead their division with a 5-6 record. Falcons are a half game back, Miles.
Yeah, crazy.
The fucking Falcons could end up winning this division. I have no logic to why the Buccaneers can't score, and their offense has just been so putrid, man. What do you guys make of this? This was in Cleveland. Okay, maybe there's something to that, but
I listened to this game. So I was taking my son to basketball. So I was listening to it on there. It was flipping between games, And this was crazy anyway. The back and forth, the fact that Browns came back into this game with Jacoby Brissett, mind you, and Nick Chubb manned up at the very end. He was getting shut down most of the game. Then all of a sudden he breaks a couple off and boom. Buccaneers faltered. My man Godwin had a ridiculous game. That's the only dude that could catch a ball or something. Had Mike Evans and Tom Brady were not on the same page. Evidently, Evans, by radio announcement, I didn't get to see it, was wide open by 2 yards, and Tom Brady, who never misses that type of pass, overthrew him or underthrew him, one of the two, but just not. The difference with the Buccaneers, and this is me but just throwing it out there, this is what my belief is with the Buccaneers. It isn't just the divorce bullshit, blah, 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 all that. It is literally because Bruce Arians is not the play caller there. It is Tom Brady basically calling the plays. I understand Byron Leftwich was calling them. I know he's offense coordinator, and he actually is calling the plays. It isn't like what I said. He actually was calling the plays when Bruce was there. But Bruce is man enough to call somebody out if they're not listening to what the fuck is going on. You know what I mean?
Yep.
There's backbone there. Byron Leftwich is not going to man up to Tom Brady. And neither is goddamn, who's their coach? Todd Bowles. He's not going to. He's not a confrontational guy like that. He's not going to be like, what the hell are you doing? He ain't going to get in the GOAT's face. That's what you have going on here.
Yeah.
You have a dude calling the plays in the game instead of actually looking at it from an outside, like not outside perspective, but outside of the field of play. Like, this is what we should be doing. Because they had some decent running going on, and they keep blaming they don't have a running game. No, you go away from the run. You throw when they're not out of the games. Go back and look at these. When they're not even out of the games, they're not even down by more than 10 for sure. They're inside that. They go away from the run. All of a sudden, you look at his pass attempts. It's at 60 fucking pass attempts.
Well,
like, why did you ever get away from it?
Yeah, Tom Brady's on pace to destroy the NFL record for pass completions and attempts in a season, and he's fucking 75 years old.
Right.
I've seen this in the NBA before too.
Have you?
Yeah.
Where at?
LeBron, Brady, retire. It's time.
Slow down, first of all.
LeBron can still ball at the highest of levels.
But I'm saying
He needs to go play a pop is what he needs to do.
I'm saying when you
a
can't,
dude that he can respect.
when you feel like you can't be coached anymore, now you can't have anything said to you, or it's offensive to have anything said to you at all.
Yeah, that's
And then it trickles down to the other guys, and I believe that's what we're seeing in that Brady-led offense.
Yeah, and I mean, he started the season. Oh, really? He ended last season telling everybody he didn't have the desire to compete anymore. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, all the drama, and he comes back. He's like, yeah, never mind. I'm good to go. The team, they're not bought in anymore, in my opinion. You know, he's not the same guy.
They're ready to move on to the next guy. Yeah. Whether it's going to be Blaine Gabbert or a draft pick, they were ready to do the transition, you know?
Yeah.
And he wasn't there for some of the training camp stuff, so it's not really there. I really do think it's him running the show too much, and it's not enough standing up to this is what, because Bruce would do that.
Yeah.
Why do you think he was basically having a fucking aneurysm on the
sideline vein all the time? Yeah.
All the time. He had no problem calling it out.
Yep.
Like, this is what we are doing. He will get confrontational if he has to.
Dude,
You're not going to get that right now. Tom Brady is running the offense, and he's throwing the ball 75 times a game.
I've read his lips several times on the sideline. You dumb son of a bitch.
Right.
Yep.
You
don't give a fuck.
I'm just like, you just said this to a guy that would destroy you.
Yeah. Did you get to hear, I'm sure you weren't watching that, but the crazy Jaguars-Ravens ending? You do know what the Jaguars were down by, right?
No, what? Nope. Fill me in.
So, well, according to this, it was 12 to 10, and I think the Ravens got a touchdown. It was 19 to 10. They get like a slot touchdown. Is that what it was? That's exactly what it was. Now it dawned on me. So they get a touchdown. No big deal. Ravens, I think there's like 5 minutes left. They need to run their offense, basically. You don't need to hurry up. Just do a run game offense, do your thing, and you can burn this time off, get in field goal range, and play some defense because their defense has been playing good all game, right? Very first snap after the kickoff, Gus Edwards fumbles the ball.
Shit.
So, Jaguars don't get it in the end zone, but they kick a field goal. They end up taking the lead, 20-19. Then, I'm going to have to go look quick. I don't know who scored for them, but the Ravens come back and score.
Okay.
A touchdown, and it looked like, all right, fine. We're done playing around, you know? And it was, I just want to go to the actual play quick. And it looked like it was going to be a done deal. And then the Jaguars come back. They end up getting, So they get a touchdown with 2 minutes left in the game. The Ravens, and that is...
Oh, Oliver, did he get that touchdown?
Yep, and they got a 2-point conversion. Yeah, and they completed the 2-point conversion also. Yep, so it was 27, whatever it was. But the Jaguars, mind you, went 10 plays, 75 yards to chew up clock time and scored another touchdown themselves.
And... the 2-point conversion.
And a 2-point conversion. Yeah, that's what I was scrolling down to. And the 2-point conversion, which Zay Jones, I don't know if you know anything about him, but I swear, even when he was with the Raiders, he was like that guy that you want in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
He would catch a pass.
100%.
He would catch a pass the rest of the game, right? The early part of the game. No other part. All of a sudden, you need a drive, and we're flinging it around. He's doing it with them, too. He just catches it when it's important. Like, he's, like, there. He did it with the Raiders, and Devontae drive down the field. Or with our quarterback.
Yeah, Carr.
Yeah. But just drive down the field. He's doing the same thing here and just kind of make play. And then, because there's only 14 seconds left on the clock for them to get within a 67-yard field goal attempt that he ended up missing. But just the fact, and this is all inside 5 minutes. There was no scoring. There was defense being balled everywhere. And the fourth quarter was Baltimore 15, Jacksonville 18 in the fourth.
Jeez.
Man.
And just out of boom, 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 boom. Like, what the hell is going on? It looked like it was a sealed deal, especially after the Ravens like, fuck this. We finally got a touchdown. Like, 2 minutes left in the game. And that's where
I thought it was good to go.
Yeah, I thought it was good to go. Jacksonville, 4-7.
Man, I wish I would have watched that game.
I only got to hear that one. Like I said, it was bouncing between games. So just they're like, I was like, are you kidding me? Because like very first snap, Gus Edwards fumble, and they get a field goal. They just took the lead. I'm like, what the fuck? We're like, this is really happening.
Damn it, yeah. Vikings all over again against the Bills.
Right.
Dolphins beat the shit out of Texans, which we probably expected. We didn't talk about it, but
we did. The one little side note on this one is that it was 30-0 at halftime.
Mm-hmm.
This is all catch up after they sat Tua. And they sat most of the starters in the second half.
That shit's crazy. Old boy's hurt, right, for the Texans? Their running back.
Pierce?
Yeah.
Did he get hurt in that? Is that the reason why he didn't?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, on to the next subject here. We don't need to talk about injuries. And
he only had...
Shh, Danny, skip it.
Damn, yeah, he had 5.
He doesn't need to know about injuries.
Yep, so no bueno. That was their golden child over there. Jets beat the shit out of the Bears. I would say I expected that, especially with the quarterback being out. Jets playing a better quarterback, stuff like that. I don't know what you think.
I agree 1,000%. He found, and Garrett Wilson has got to be one of the happiest dudes ever. He's like finally in offense. This is all I've been asked for. He isn't asking to average 2 touchdowns a game, mind you. He's just asking for some offensive, the offense being fluid. Yeah. But Mike White went targeting heavy right away with Wilson. Got a touchdown early, got another one later on with him. I think he also hit Elijah Moore, who hasn't been clicking there with the Jets at all, right?
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, this could be good for them if they just let him kind of roll here. Like maybe you don't need to back him. Maybe that's the reason why they're doing the thing. The Jets would be like, hey, he's not the starter, blah blah blah. But actually, he is. Trying to keep in its own head, like keep swinging and play. But deep down, they know they're gonna roll with him.
Right.
Yeah, I like that theory.
Could be that.
Maybe. We'll see. I legit do. I do think they're a playoff team this year. So I guess we'll find out.
Yep. That defense is good enough. They're doing enough. I don't know how they're doing it, especially in light of.
Defense is really good, man.
It is really good.
Gardner Sauce was not a swing and a miss.
I did not start. Are you going with this next one?
Yeah. Who didn't you start?
Brian Robinson Jr. I flip-flopped him because he keeps hitting every other week. And I started Michael Carter Jr. for the Jets, who got injured.
He got hurt,
no, he did not.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
But
what are you talking about?
Started off great.
Yes, he started off decent. I was okay with it. I'm like, and then all of a sudden I look at Brian Robinson's. I'm like, oh my God, stop.
Yep. The big hat. Did you see the big hat?
No.
Yeah. So apparently, I don't know how true it is, but he's like, yeah, I've got a friend that owns a big hat company. So if you want a big hat, let me know. Yeah, but it's this ginormous fucking hat. It's hilarious.
You're gonna miss the Travis Etienne injury.
Did he get banged up too?
No, he's good. He's healthy.
He's healthy? Is he?
No, I think he re-aggravated his link fracture.
I was wondering why all of a sudden he had no carries.
Yeah, he ended with 0.3. If he ended up aggravating and he's out for the season, but mind you, they just picked up Darrell Henderson, but that Jay Hasty or whatever, he's looking good.
Hasty, yeah, he is.
But he's already picked up.
You have no. Did you pick him up?
I dropped my defense and picked him up this morning.
You picked him up?
I'm just kidding. No, I didn't pick him up.
You don't have any fab bucks, homie. I can get anyone I want.
There ain't nobody I want out there.
Yeah, your team's too stacked, right?
They're all on my bench.
Injured reserve.
Dude, when you got Patrick Mahomes with 26, and then you got Deshaun Watson with 22, bullshit. But yeah,
no shit. But yeah, the Commanders did pull it out. Close one against the Falcons. Man, they just win.
He just keeps.
The NFC East, by the way, if the playoffs started today, that entire division's in the playoffs.
They've all been
How fucking crazy is
They've
it?
all been playing decent football. Like I
Yeah.
always say, and you know what? They're due that. We got to give them love when we sit in the beat. It's that division has been the NFC least for 10 years.
Yeah.
It's about time. You know what? You're
Yeah.
just due that. I don't even care. You can brag on the NFC North how it's going. I don't care. You guys were that for 10 plus years. I'll give you your kudos right now. You guys are all there.
You're not wrong at all.
Mindset.
Well, because I was just thinking, like, you had the Saints there for a while, and then that whole division was good because you had, probably 3 of the all-time greatest quarterbacks.
Falcons. Yeah.
They're always going back and forth.
Brady.
Then you go over the NFC West. That's been at least 5 years, 6 years. So, I mean, there's no gap in that, and then it goes straight to them now. I mean, it won't be that way, though.
Yeah, if there's a team to say I don't have as much faith in right now, it's the Giants. I don't like the way the Giants are trending. Washington, a few weeks ago I wouldn't have said this, but Washington looks way better right now. The Giants, I think it's injuries mostly. The Giants are banged up everywhere, but I'm worried about them.
Yep.
For you. Yeah, I know it hurts your heart.
It
I'm
does.
worried about them for you.
They'll be just fine. They still got Saquon, baby.
They do. They do.
They kind of got hosed in this game and their game a little bit. If you actually watch them, that Cowboys one, there's a few calls that were highly questionable. But regardless, I don't know if I'm as worried, but I would be lying if I said I didn't think about it, especially because I think they've been getting banged up too.
Yeah,
and that's not a
all
good
over.
thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. We talked about Chargers dropping the nuts on the Cardinals. Do you want to touch on anything else there?
Just thank you, Jesus. This is where I'm going to take down fantasy. We're going to keep touching on fantasy. This is where I'm going to take down the championship. Keenan Allen is back, baby, to get himself a touchdown, get his legs underneath him, and I'm getting all my receivers back in primo form. But regardless, actually, it was nice to kind of see him out there get their continuity. Maybe the Chargers, can get this rolling a little bit because at least have one receiver for him. That's all, because they've been missing basically both of them, and they've been running with 3, 4, 5 guys, shit like that. Having one guy at least that, because when it's crunch time, we all know you need at least one guy that can lead you out. Like, I need a catch right now. Go get me a catch, right?
Right.
And when you have that guy, you never think twice. What do you guys lean on in the Super Bowl? Cooper. What do the Vikings lean on when we need to get down there?
JJ.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Cardinals, I don't think they've won a game since Call of Duty came out, right? So we're still...
No, they won that. They won the one the day it was released.
I don't know if that counts. You probably didn't start playing it until the next day.
Yeah.
So we're going to call it defeated since the game came out.
Yep. Should have kept that clause in there.
Man.
I want one quick question for you.
Yeah.
For them. How many wins do they end up with? They're already at 4-8. Because we're talking, if they keep slowly losing here, Danny, you're getting into the top 10 pick territory of the draft. Maybe some shit starts getting slipped up. Someone gets aggravated injuries.
Oh, well, they don't have a great schedule coming up, gentlemen. So we've got Patriots, Broncos, Bucks, Falcons, and 49ers.
Oh.
So personally, Patriots, Niners, both of those,
Where's
I think.
Where's that Patriots game?
Dude, it is at home.
Is that at Cardinals?
So they're going to lose, yeah.
I actually believe they could win that one. But and not because of the home. I'm not thinking about that. I'm talking.
Yeah.
I have a big thing about West going east
Yeah.
on that one. So, but keep going. What were you saying? You said Niners, them, and
I think in my head, right off the bat, I say the Patriots win, the Niners win, and the Bucks should be able to beat them. The Broncos is just going to be trouble because of the defense. They should beat the Broncos, though. And the Falcons are tough. They've just been a tough team all year.
They've just been a tough team.
I'm gonna debunk what you just said though.
What?
The Rams and the Cardinals are the best 2 teams going from the west to the east. They win more games going east than they do home.
I know usually, but are they? How often are they early games when they go over there, especially when it's with the Rams?
Yeah, if they go to the east and they're
No. Early games. I'm talking about the early games. How often is that? Do you know that information? Not the primetime game, not the late version of a game.
Yeah, all the West games are usually 3:25.
You're missing what I'm saying. Just
Okay.
never mind. So even if you go to East Coast, from the West Coast to the East Coast, you can still play a primetime game in that time slot, so it doesn't throw your sleep schedule off that much. It doesn't throw your. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if they play the early game on the East Coast, that's where my belief is, the early part.
Oh.
Because they're losing 4 hours and they're starting. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're going.
But if you go prime time, let's say they're going all the way out east and they're playing the Buccaneers, but they're playing the Buccaneers on prime time. They didn't lose any. Yep. They didn't really lose anything
because that's still the late game.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not debunking what you're saying. I'm saying I don't know if you know that information or not. I
don't know that. I just read that stat.
They probably are, but they also won a Super Bowl and were pretty good at one point.
No, fucking
actually, I was saying I think the Cardinals were actually the best going from West East.
They may be, yeah, because didn't they beat up all the New York teams, all on the road last year or something like that?
Yeah, they all got that schedule last year.
No shit. Let's see. Yeah, so it's just exciting to see Kyler lose. I love that.
and Russell, man, you got to be just.
God, he just doesn't like short guys.
No,
I'm telling you, that's what it is. Apparently, I'm turning into a Tua fan though, so I don't know if that's.
He's a
true.
left-handed quarterback.
Exactly.
That's what you're riding on.
That's what I'm saying, man.
What's it going to take for you to ride that?
I don't know, man. The Super Bowl. All right.
Super Bowl. Jesus.
We talked about the Raiders a little bit.
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs dropping his nuts in that game. Close game, though. Seahawks are just a tough team every game, every week.
Geno's still playing, still balling.
Yeah, Carr had a decent game. Devontae had a game. Just a fun game to watch. 40-34. Hit the over for sure. The over-under was 47.5. Beat it by a titch.
Just a small amount.
A little bit.
You guys ready for the dagger on this?
Yeah.
What's that?
The guy in our fantasy league that drafted Russell Wilson dropped him for Geno Smith?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Rio drafted Russell Wilson.
Okay.
Yep.
So he must have got picked back up by this guy, and then he okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought he picked him up to play him 1 week, thinking because it was the lowest rated. It was would the Broncos face the Raiders last week?
Yeah.
Yep. He picked him up because the Raiders are really bad on the pass, so they're hoping. He's like, I know Russell isn't good this year, but if he's gonna have a game, this would be the game,
pass,
right?
Yep. Terrible pass defense.
Okay. Yeah, I thought he drafted him because when I seen that, I was like, well, that's funny.
And I can't remember who he had, and I think he had an injury.
He
has Geno now, but who he started the season with.
Okay.
But Geno, 328-2.
Yeah.
You know what? They just keep competing, but it's kind of fucking themselves too. I'm telling you,
it's not though. Denver's helping them. Denver's about to give them a top.
Oh
5
yeah, them.
pick.
Yeah.
You know
so
what I'm
actually,
saying?
the Falcons are hosting themselves.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, because their picks weren't nearly as good from fucking Indy. But
right.
Let's see what else. The Rams got their shit pushed in here.
I got to give a little love on this one. Just a second.
Ooh, good, because I was not.
I know, but this game was. I don't know if you watch any part of this. This game was competitive. It was the first half. It was 13-3.
I did see that.
And this is with a undrafted quarterback who also had one hell of a story. I don't know if you got to see that, but he played at Arizona State, had his back broken, in a few different places, had to wear a brace for 8-9 months, back brace. If he would have had surgery, he would have never played football again. So he had to do this brace for 8-9 months or some shit like that, right? And then he transfers to Virginia, breaks all kinds of records there. Eventually undrafted there. I mean, he was not good in the first half. I think he had 7 yards passing.
Yeah, you definitely.
The punter had more passing yards in the first half than he did. But they were competitive, is what I'm getting at. There was a little bit of chip there, and then Bryce, that's his name, Bryce Perkins, was dude. He can do some shit with his legs, dude. He evaded a few things that Matthew Stafford, the reason why he's on the sideline, got killed this year. Yeah. This dude got out of 7 different tackles, and especially the dude that Eric White. Yeah, Eric White likes to blow or whatever that.
Wolford. Yeah.
Their linebacker. He put Bolton, because he put a bet down at the beginning of the season for Defensive Player of the Year. I'm like, that ain't going to happen. He did. But he got out of one of his tackles, too. And I'm just saying, it looked a little revitalized this game. The Rams couldn't find offense, which was the problem, because eventually the Chiefs are going to break through. The L.A. defense kept them in check for the first half. It was one busted Travis Kelce play where He zigged out of
Against
Jalen Ramsey.
He makes that shit look so easy.
He does. He
I
spun
cannot
him around.
believe it. Yeah.
But the only embarrassing part of the first half should be whoever the fuck that was that missed the tackle on Kelsey 3 yards short of the end zone. Didn't even try to tackle. Not miss tackle. Didn't even try to tackle.
Yeah.
You should be embarrassed of yourself.
Yep.
He didn't even try to punch at the ball. Nothing really. He kind of gave him like a shoulder check. But this is. I'm not talking about when he's crossing the line. It was like when he hit the 5-yard line and still running towards. I'm like, lay the hit.
Yeah, do something.
Right.
Probably
Play with pride.
Probably looked over at his sideline before he did and seen everybody with cast and crutches and said, I can't afford to fucking lose me.
Right.
To be
But
fair,
that's the only thing I wanted to mention about that.
it could have
That
been
was
worse
competitive.
in the first half. There was they had to hit that field goal because on third down, Mahomes passed it to MVS, and of course he dropped it like right here, and he dropped it. So they would have had a first down and had a chance to potentially score a touchdown, but he killed their momentum right there.
Was that though Was that the one that he dove for and they ended up having to overturn? It looked like he had it, but it ended up hitting the ball. Is that the one?
No.
Okay.
No, the one I'm talking about, it was right here. Nobody around him. Just
The reason why he's not on the Packers.
yeah,
basically.
100%. Yeah.
Gotcha. I didn't see that one.
But next game here, real quick. Kind of ugly, not fun to watch, I imagine. Niners, Saints with this year NFL MVP Jimmy Garoppolo.
Shut the fuck up.
Well,
We're about to cancel right now.
Whoops. Let's go back to this. So I want to see the stats. Actually, Jimmy didn't have a bad game.
No.
26 for 37.
And a
That's
passing
solid.
touchdown.
And
And a touchdown. Yeah.
Ooh.
So I mean, he was their
MVP,
offense, man.
Balls.
I mean, McCaffrey only ran for
Basketballs.
32 yards, right? He had to do everything. He put the team on his shoulders
No.
against the Saints. Okay?
Stop
that
it right
defense
now.
did.
That defense is so fucking good, dude.
They had,
That's where the
Oh
difference
my
could
God.
be.
They fumbled
But
the-
stop saying stupid shit now, Danny.
They fumbled,
Stop it.
They fumbled the ball at the goal line.
How did they not
Oh, I
murder
did
this?
see that. Was that Kamara that fumble too?
How did they not
can't
murder
remember
the
if it
Saints?
was or not.
Why are we having any other conversation? Why didn't they murder the Saints? This is at home. The Saints are down to like nobody. There's no passion left in that group.
Saints defense played really well, man.
The Saints defense has not been good this year though.
That's because
This year
They're hit or miss.
they have not been good. How did they not blow them out as a potential NFC Super Bowl favorite with the shitbag Jimmy G?
That's a bad matchup for the 49ers all around.
Why? Because the other team plays football?
You tell me very many teams that play physical
Or
like the
or-
49ers do, and it's going to be the Saints. The Saints play as physical as the 49ers.
I think you're like seriously thinking about. I think we're getting something into our brains here. Thinking about the Saints of past years, gentlemen.
No, they're
this is
nasty.
nowhere near. No, this
I
is
know.
nowhere near the same team that it has been this year. I've watched some of those games.
Yeah.
It is not good. The
Yeah,
defense is not good.
They played up in this game, and you can see it because I mean, Elijah Mitchell is hurt again. By the way, fucking awesome for
I did
fantasy.
see that.
But McCaffrey didn't do anything anywhere. Nobody did, man,
Mm.
on that team. They played up in this game.
McCaffrey is too.
Is he dinged up too?
He's got knee soreness.
Shit.
He started experiencing tightness towards the end of that game.
He always does.
I get what you're saying though. The Niners are the team everybody's talking about because of all their talent.
Yep.
They should have beat the shit out
But
of them.
this helps solidify what I'm saying. This will be the reason why they don't win the Super Bowl. If you can't beat the bricks off of with Jimmy G, beat the bricks off of a team that has been really down under a coaching change, has been bad all season, can't even go with a better quarterback of the two that they do have because they can't pull their head out of their ass, and you can't beat them, whoop their ass on the road. They're at your house, and you've been the talk of the town. You have the better defense, you have the better offensive players all around, and you win 13-0.
You can't use that argument because the Chiefs lost A&D earlier this year, and that's almost the exact same situation.
Indy can play up to that, though. We knew that. We know. We said this at the beginning of the season about the Saints. We all did. They could be completely hit and miss, right?
That's fair.
Because we didn't know the coaching change and the quarterbacks and all that. That's what we were saying.
You're right.
The Colts we were all picking to win the division, maybe even represent the AFC in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Well, we thought the Saints were going to be way better at the beginning of the year.
I
You
didn't.
did. You had them winning the division.
Oh, we better go back and double check.
You
that.
did. Tom Brady falling off.
Tom Brady.
The
falling
Falcons
off,
were going to
yes.
be terrible.
Hold on a second. This is by default. I said it could go either which way, and I was going by Jameis, and that's the only reason why they cut. This is what they get. They're not starting. Did I not say it that they're not starting the superior quarterback?
Yes, you're totally right.
I did say it.
And I'm on board with that.
And they also
So
lost
pissed
their
about it.
other receiver too, who only played 3 games, 4 games.
Michael
He did good
Thomas,
for
yeah.
me for a week or two.
For a week or two.
Got me a victory and
Oh,
got me
shit.
trade bait.
He picked up Michael Thomas, and on the way back, I got Hopkins right after you.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm all right with that. That team is.
Yeah, you didn't draft him just because of the suspension, right? That's why you didn't want to get him that early.
Yeah, he pulled up way too early.
Well,
and I honestly think that team could be packing her in here soon. The old boys gonna have hams. You're not gonna be able to use them in the playoffs. Watch.
No, I'm not winning.
You don't need him.
I'm not winning the belt.
You don't. Well, I'm not even taking shots at you.
Oh.
You don't even need him anyway. It'd be nice to have Hopkins like that, like real Hopkins. You don't even necessarily need him. So if he were to have a hammy right towards the end of the season for playoffs, it wouldn't. You have receivers, is what I'm saying, right?
Mike Williams is injured right now.
Right now, but he should be back. He just kind of re-aggravated his
I need.
ankle.
I think it was an ankle or hammy again.
Yeah,
I think it was.
he did.
It was
No, it's the same ankle. He aggravated.
Ankle, okay.
I need that J.K. Dobbins to become rolling back. Gus Edwards, thanks for that fumble. You sped things
And
up.
the only thing I want to bring up about the Monday night one on this, or something else you wanted to, was literally Jalen Hurts. And that was, this man rushed for 157 yards. First off, the team rushed for 363. But he rushed for 157. The franchise record was held by Michael Vick in a single game for 130-something yards. So he demolished this record. He had 17 rush attempts, guys. Jalen Hurts.
We got to give love to Jalen Hurts for sure. I totally agree. I'm getting more bought in because I think he does run the ball a lot, but his passing game has improved a ton since last year and the year before, obviously. But we got to give some love to your running back over there too, dude. You know he is 5th in the NFL in rushing yards right now.
Miles Sanders?
He's got 900.
It's not. He traded him.
I did.
Every year he's your running back. Why the fuck would you trade him?
I traded him because I needed receivers, and the dude I traded him for, I got a running back, but he ended up, I lost him to injury or something.
Okay.
After he did it.
Well,
I needed
either
it to depth my wide receivers because they all kept falling off. I didn't want to, and I shouldn't have. I'd be in a way better place had I kept him.
Either way, that man is 5th in the NFL in rushing. I would never have thought that was going to be the case, man.
Nope.
And
Fucking
hold
awesome.
on, to give him a little bit more kudos, he's getting something he wasn't getting last year. Touchdowns. He has 8 of them.
Yeah.
He didn't have these last year. He had none through how many games? I think he finally ended up with one last year towards the end of the season.
So if Jalen Hurts gets past the line of scrimmage while running, he has 20 yards of clearance because of how good he is with his arm. They respect that arm. They got the spy there. Spy can't keep
and
up
those
with him.
receivers.
They have 2 stud receivers.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. When you have all that and you got a quarterback that can nail it, he's better than Vic.
I am. Just imagine, because I really think Lamar is a better comparison for him. I think if Lamar had the same weapons as what he has in Philly, Baltimore could be undefeated in seasons, man, because of that same logic. Because I think he's more dangerous on his feet. I don't know about if his accuracy is as good necessarily, but
this one I disagree with you on because of exactly right there. He is a one read, maybe and a half, and go. Jalen, if you watch him for the most part, except for last night, I mean, I think the game plan was just like, hey, this defense is going to let you run all day. But traditionally throughout this season, he goes through his progression like a quarterback. He really does. He goes.
Okay,
through
so you think he is better at the
quarterback position? Yes,
Okay.
Actually distributing the ball. He's looking to throw the ball, and then he takes off with his legs if he has to. Lamar, it's a one, maybe 2 post read. You know what I'm saying?
But to be fair to him, how many options has he had?
When he did have them, he didn't do it though either.
He would at best he had 2 options.
Well, what I'm saying is you don't even know who they are until that
until you use them.
Use them. You don't know when he's not using them.
Yeah.
Before they traded for A.J. Brown, he got his stab last year, right? And all he had was Devontae. And Devontae didn't ball out. He had an okay year. He had a good rookie season. Unfortunately, he played in another dude's time. But my point is, he threw to other people, and he uses his tight ends too. They also believe the Dallas Goedert injury kind of maybe portrayed to this running in this particular game.
Yeah.
But he uses other, and I can't remember the other receiver they have off the top of my head that they use. It isn't just AJ. Fast as shit.
Yeah, didn't you say
not Devontae? There's another one too.
Was there a Ross?
That could be it.
I haven't seen Ross for the Bengals.
But he distributes. There's been games where he has went, like the first 7 completions he's went to 7 different receivers. You will not see that with Lamar traditionally.
Totally fair. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's all. I mean, I would love to see Lamar get another piece on the other side so that we can end this conversation one way or the other, and then we'll find out whether he can see another half of the field and do a progression, or if we're gonna agree that he actually just reads the 1.5 ish and takes off. I don't know either. It's hard to prove that right or wrong. I mean, he had Marquise Brown, he had Bateman last year, and then he also had Mark Andrews. Marquise Brown was very up and down with them. Look what happens. He was actually pretty damn decent until he got hurt with the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Right? We found out, right?
Yep.
He's more consistent than what we thought. And then Bateman got banged up too much. It's kind of hard to tell, but you know what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I do like what you're saying, though, Miles. It's a good point. Like, when you have that much room because there's so much talent there, like, he could throw the ball or he could run. What the fuck do we do? You got to pick your poison. So, we'll see. But, hey, Miley, I think you had a story to tell.
I do got one.
Let's go through it, man.
So I had a best friend back home. He's going through some stuff, and when I say was best friend, we used to go out drinking a lot, right? And when we go out drinking,
Sodas?
No, we would drink.
Fucking Najee Harris is out for the game.
And well, with that bad news, we would drink some more. And so over time, you know, our dumb actions caught up with us. You know, that's
only halftime.
That's at some point in time, it was like, you know, he had to pull my friend card. You know, he's like, we can't hang out no more. We can't talk. You know, your shit gets too dumb. You know. And I'm like, wait a minute. So I thought about this. I was like, you know, this kid was my best friend, and now he's on dialysis, and we don't talk, and it sucks. But it's like, when you go out drinking with somebody, and you're like, hey, let's get drunk, aren't you signing up for all that? Like, aren't you like, hey, you know what? I know how bad this guy can get. I'm all in, buddy. Let's go. And then you lose a friendship over that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I've done some dumb shit.
Is this the same kid that?
But you're
trying to think. Did he rip the necklace off you or whatever?
No, that was
Okay.
that was.
You have a lot of best friends. You need to know what best friends are.
Well, so, what I'm getting at though is
My daughter thinks that she's friends with everybody in the school too. Just so.
everybody in the school. That's me too.
Go ahead, buddy.
Well, it just doesn't make sense to me. So let's say me and Danny go out, and I look at Danny and I say, hey, let's get fucked up. And then the next day I'm like, oh, you know what, Danny, you get too fucked up, I can't hang out with you. I don't get it.
Yeah, especially if it goes down like that. Like, if you're coming and you're like, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
You're in. All the chips are in. You've got to be. It's different if you're like, I want to go out and hang out for a little bit and then blah, 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 whatever. If shit gets crazy, maybe you're like, bro, listen, that wasn't the plan.
Yep.
I didn't agree to that. That's different, right?
Yeah.
But in this case, you fucking signed a contract, man. That shit's...
You said he came up to you to go hang out first?
Oh, it was every time, but...
And then, yeah, but every time. But in that particular instance you're talking about, and then because the next day or whatever,
Yeah,
like, hey, we're just done.
it-
So he came up wanting to do it, and then it turned around and flipped around. So, yes, I'm on board.
Yeah,
with what
it's-
you're saying.
I'm
Makes
just
sense if you don't think about it.
Definitely makes sense.
That's like a commitment,
Yeah.
especially when you got to babysit me.
Yeah, well, especially if you know, like, what the person is about, right?
Yeah.
When they get to a certain point, it's going to be crazy as hell.
The lights are on, but nobody's home.
Yeah, man.
Indianapolis just scored a touchdown.
Pittman?
Taylor.
Fuck him. I got no I'm done in this game.
Hey, that's yeah, we need to talk about how many best friends you have.
Yeah.
Best friends. Yep. You know what best friends are? Let me give you a quick rundown, real quick. Maybe this was back when you were in school. You know, I'm being serious because that was what, early high school?
Yeah.
Right. So they quite possibly could have been, but it seems like you had a lot of best friends.
I lived with them.
Okay. Maybe a little bit different, but I have a handful, maybe a handful that I believe that I can call, and that could be a stretch. That's just loosely throwing it out there. This is without me thinking names or anything. Ones where I believe I can make a phone call no matter what the situation is, and be like, bro, I need you now. Like now, like you don't add, you know what I'm saying? You don't add. There isn't much detail needed. it's like, hey, I need you now. Like, and I need someone to talk to, or we need to go take care of something right now.
Yeah.
You know?
I know. I get what you mean.
And ones that you trust with, like, especially the older you get, the ones you trust with your family, no matter what.
Well,
Right.
I mean, I got a lot of friends.
There you go. I evidently we're not ex. We didn't get invited to.
Oh, God.
Friends.
There's
don't
the
get
door.
invited.
Do you see? I
There it
opened
is.
the door.
Nice
I
open door.
opened the door
Real
for him.
quick to settle this
did.
debate. If anyone wants to chime into it, I greatly appreciate it. But what is an invite to you?
If I say, hey, James, I'm going to the indoor golf place. You can come if you want. How is that not an invite?
That is not an invite, people.
How is that not an invite?
Danny, is that an invite?
Like, are you saying I'm supposed to go, hey, James, do you want to meet me at this time and do this and go there?
Hey, would you like to go? Would you like to go to the
golf?
Would you like to go to the golf simulator? I have it reserved.
What the fuck does if you'd like to go mean then?
No, that is not an invite.
No, that means you had plans to go do something.
Like,
and
hey,
then
I'll
said,
squeeze you
hey.
in.
Yeah.
I mean, we have space.
Yeah.
There's always space for me, baby.
It's not an invite. All I'm saying is it's not an invite. Do you agree with me?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm on
That's-
board.
that's
It's
not-
an invite.
So you're saying it's like a subtle not invite?
Have you ever got a Christmas party invitation from work? This is your first year. Did it say anything about? Did it say it exactly like that? Come if you want. Or did it say you are cordially invited?
You need to fucking
I
say
don't
that
even
to
know
him
what
next
that
time, first
word
of all.
means.
Yeah,
That's-
cordially.
You need to cordially invite his ass
Yeah,
every
cordially
time.
invite.
And I will. Don't worry.
No,
We're
not again.
Albatross
I know
members.
where I sit now.
I'm
To
telling
the
you.
I
left
know
of me.
where I sit.
You get the left hand, Danny gets the right. Let's go.
Yeah, usually, I got to think if there's situations where this isn't true, but usually if I say, yeah, if you want to, that means I don't necessarily want them to. That means, yeah, I guess, since we're talking
Loosely,
about it.
yeah.
Wait a
yeah,
minute.
Loosely,
And
generally.
I'm the one that gets in my head too much?
No, you don't have to think too much about it. That's just a feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Anyways, if you'd like to.
So I think you actually didn't want him to come, and it
I
was
did
a
want him.
Not
backhanded
all the way
invite.
because now I
Backhanded
have
invite.
to rewind because there's been times where I'm like I'm going golfing and I legitimately meant for Danny to come play, but I assumed he couldn't go. More like the babysitter situation that I already knew type
When
of
I
thing.
invite you and I hear I'm on a certain shift.
No, that's never
I'm on a
what
certain
that's literally never stopped me.
Literally.
Literally never stopped me.
Unlimited.
I've drank for 12 hours after a shift, passed out for a couple hours to go back into work. Work is very like this with that part.
Cool.
But yeah, no. And then I went back to drinking the next day too. Don't drink heavily that often. It was just a very good summer weekend.
No, he was hydrating. Lots of water, lots of
water.
ice cubes
Lot
for
of ice
sure.
cubes, yes.
So yeah, hydrating is good.
Yeah, story.
But I'm curious if anybody responds to this because it's not an invite, Miles. I'm sorry, bro. It's definitely not.
It's okay.
It's okay.
I still love you guys.
It's okay.
Now I'll know what an invite and an invite isn't.
There you go.
So Miles, we're going if you want to.
I need to-
come.
I
I'm
need
like,
you to-
Nope, fuck that. Not going.
You already have like that. That's the reason why I know that you're arguing to argue. Because I know you're like, so I wasn't even invited.
Oh,
You dropped it. I know you have.
Shit.
You
You
hurt
know
yourself.
you have.
You hurt yourself here. All right, as judge, case dismissed. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. And actually, I think it's probably 30 degrees in here at this point. Can we see our breath? Go ahead.
Yeah, we're gonna.
My toes are cold, I tell you that much. So if any of you beautiful people out there on the interwebs that are watching this on YouTube or listening, whatever the case, if you liked what you're hearing, if you enjoyed and had a good time, be sure to like, subscribe, share, the whole 9 yards. Miles is about to piss his pants over
It'll be
here.
fine.
But where's the podcast available, Jimmer?
Anywhere and everywhere podcasts are available. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and YouTube.
YouTube.
He said Apple Pie.
YouTube.
He said Apple
YouTube.
Podcast, not Apple Pie crust. Just so you know.
Right.
But that might be what it sounded like. And, hey, we love to tell stories, as you can hear, just from Miles is talking shit almost every night on this bitch. So if you have a story, you want us to, maybe share it out to the public, go ahead and slide on in.
The DMs.
The DMs, baby. We will tell the story. Mm-hmm. Maybe leave names out, right, Miles?
Put
maybe,
them in.
Maybe put them in.
Put them in.
Put it all the way in.
Not just the tip either. Give it all.
That's right.
Give
Put it
us
all the
the
way-
deets.
You put it all the way in, she's going to fall in love.
Absolutely.
I ain't trying to get remarried.
All right. So he's like, maybe just a tip then.
Yep.
Maybe just the tip. But in the words of a friend of ours, fighter for the North Iowa Fights here, not too long ago, we in and out like a short dick. So this is 3 Gig Sports. We out.
Something from nothing, no hindsight discussions. I've been writing, I love it. All this doubt around me, then but look, I got it